got to create a show, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Just give me a second.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
So this is a total enigma.
Bruno?
No. Almost. We're like a minute late. We tried to effort this one last time, it just didn't work. We checked everything then. There's no explanation that we can find. At least Robin.
I need a napkin of some kind.
I didn't bring down my bread, you bastard.
I had to bring down wine in a glass.
You promised me that bread 20 minutes ago.
I didn't know. I didn't think because it was so late we could have it. I'll go get it for you.
No, I'm just kidding, man.
I put it back in the oven.
I got it.
Oh, don't put it back in the oven. It'll get too hard.
Exactly. I'll take it out. Don't worry. Let me just get this set up.
Okay.
I got this, Tony. Chill out. Hashtag, Squatch Radio. What are we calling tonight?
Free agent frenzy.
Free agent frenzy. Free agency frenzy.
No, just free agent frenzy. Not Frenchy.
But not frenzy.
I'm gonna turn that heater off. Or is it? You just don't need it.
No, don't need it. I just need you to keep a track of Twitter and Facebook, the hashtags.
You got it, Pamela, back there?
I have a laptop, so I can bring up. I know the Facebook one, but you're gonna have to let me know which Twitter one to bring up.
Just Tony Bruno's Twitter.
Tony Bruno Show.
We gotta hashtag something. You gotta hashtag. You gotta watch the hashtag for RedBall.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
RedBall 2018.
RedBall 2018?
Mm-hmm.
Not Red Bull.
Alright,
You
I'm
have me on here?
leaving the detailed description as blank right now so I can get the show started. I'll fill it in.
Why is this on mute?
Everyone's muted right now.
No.
Start your show now, press 1. To hear important instructions, press 2. To speak to customer service, press 3.
Check, 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 check.
Your show will go live in
Check.
5 seconds.
Check.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Show's live. We're not going to be able to use it anyway. Can't. We can't. That's what we've been trying to do for 45 minutes, try to fix the phones. Show is live on Blog Talk. Recorder's recording.
I am
Robin's almost ready.
ready to go.
Robin is ready to go. Okay, let me just...
Why is this not working here? It says, unfortunately, wild slots has stopped. So what?
I'll try it. You just concentrate on what you need to do, and I'll
I'm
fix
ready
it.
to go.
Yep, opening up, getting Audacious open up now, Tony. We had to restart so many things that
Okay.
had to reopen everything. That's all. I'm sorry. You let me know, Rob.
There is nothing wrong with your television set. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. We are controlling transmission.
In the past 24 hours,
We
have learned facts and seen examples.
We
Have been advised to leave it alone, to drop it.
we
I just happen to believe that the people who entrusted Tony might just like to know all the facts, even the ones that no human mind today can explain.
Who does that? Who has time?
The worst thing of all is I watch it. I can't not look. It's like a drug. You can't resist it. It's an addiction.
Yes, yes, yes.
You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to the Tony Bruno Show.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Are we on?
I think so.
We're on everywhere except for the phone calls. The phone system is not working. You can listen on Blog Talk. You just can't.
And you can watch us on Facebook, on Periscope, on YouTube,
on Twitch.
on Twitch. You can Twitch while you're watching.
Yes, and you
Luigi's
can.
twitching because he wanted a piece of that great bread that
Watch, I'm going back up to get.
you're going to go up and get it at the break.
The break.
You can go up and get it right now if you want.
I'll do it live.
So
might do it
anyway,
live.
you can listen, you can interact with us on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. We are everywhere, and we will be interacting a lot with you tonight.
Yes, we will. That's because this is an interactive show. If not, we would just be sitting around playing with ourselves in the basement tonight in the wine cellar.
Speaking of Funkin' Fancy, that's on Tuesday nights.
Yes, it is. Thank you. It's Pie Day. Do you know that?
Is it National Pie Day? Like pie?
No, not that kind of pie. And not American pie. That kind of pie either. It's Pie Day. It's March 14th as we do the show
Yeah,
on
so
Wednesday.
it's the geometry pie.
Exactly. Not the apple pie or the pudding pie or coconut pie or pecan pie.
3.14121212222222
That
and
is
infinitum.
great. And how about this, ladies and gentlemen? You probably already know that Stephen Hawking died.
I know.
One of the great astrophysicists of all time. What's interesting to note here as we get underway, he passed away at age 76 last night. On the day, 139 years to the day of Albert Einstein's birth.
Wow.
And wait, he was also born 300 years to the date of Galileo's death. So how about that? Coincidence?
I think not.
I think not either.
That's a lot of
And I suck at math.
mathematical
I'm good at math.
coincidence.
I suck at math, but I watch
really good at
Science
math.
Channel every night. There's no mathematical equations there except when they do all that space stuff,
That makes you a pro.
which they lose me. I can't get into the black holes and stuff unless they're appearing at the local club. Meanwhile, you know what else it is? And it's a holiday that goes pretty much by the wayside anymore. You know what today is, Luigi? You should know this.
National Steak and BJ Day.
Yes,
bro.
it is.
Of course, man.
Yes, it is. Steak and BJ Day. Since I just ate some pasta and some sausage, you can keep the steak. Leave the canola. Yes. Does anybody celebrate National Steak and BJ Day anymore?
I celebrate it.
Not BJ's Wholesale Club, where they have good stuff there if you're not a member of Sam's or Costco.
Why go to Sam's when you can get a BJ, right, Tony?
Exactly right. But anyway, those are the top stories tonight. But the big story is...
That's it.
Well,
Good
those
night,
are
everybody.
Pie Day, Stephen Hawking, and National Steak and BJ Day.
What else do you need, right?
And Wine Wednesday here in the wine cellar.
As always.
As we are live. But you know what else it is? At 4 o'clock this afternoon, which is now past us Eastern Time, as we are just past 7 o'clock in the East,
Yes.
it's free agent free-for-all. Today, a lot of people, even before 4 o'clock came, heard the infamous words of a former reality show star who many, many times would have to resort to saying this to many of the contestants.
You're fired.
Exactly right. A lot of people fired today.
You're fired.
The Honey Badger,
You're fired.
he was told, we're not going to pay you. Why would we pay you a bunch of money when we just signed Sam Bradford and Mike Glennon, for goodness sake?
You know, we got to spend our money wisely here. We got to put it in the arms of the future.
Yeah, two guys who...
Double down on two guys who barely tossed the ball. That's all right. though.
Exactly. But anyway, the Eagles, very busy.
Yeah.
Losing players. And I tweeted this out earlier today, and a lot of fans are upset at me. It wasn't a shot at people.
No.
It wasn't.
It was not a
All
shot.
I said was memo to all you Eagle fans out there, and basically fans of any other team that are recent to following football in the last 10 years or so. When you win or when you lose, especially when you win a Super Bowl, you're going to have free agents. No matter, you know who the free agents are before the Super Bowl game is even played, by the way, because contracts expire. in every sport, in every business, except the business where you don't have a contract.
Correct.
So, Trey Burton, free agent, star, one of the all-time great performances in the Super Bowl, the man who who has more touchdown passes than any Dallas Cowboy quarterback in the playoffs since Troy Aikman.
He has more playoff touchdown tosses than our famous Carson Wentz does.
Exactly right.
All right.
So you got Trey Burton, hot property, goes to the Chicago Bears. Patrick Robinson, who had the most spectacular interception return for a touchdown in the NFC Championship game. Remember, he was leading the traffic down the field. He went from one side. He had pointed to the blockers to go. Then he went all the way across the other end of the field, turned toward the corner of the end zone, and scored in the beatdown of the Minnesota Vikings in the NFC Championship game. Patrick Robinson gone. And what's interesting to note here is the Eagles wanted to sign Patrick Robinson, but apparently the Saints, where he came from previously, offered him more guaranteed money. So that's what players do. They make a decision. You got a ring, and now the question is, do you want to go? And not that the Saints are horrible. They still have Drew Brees. But he says, I'll go back and take more guaranteed money up front, which is $10 million guaranteed.
But the Saints went ahead and got themselves a little backup policy for Drew Brees. Tom Savage. They just signed Tom Savage, former Houston Texan great.
And local guy. That means
just happened right there. And then the Vikings are finalizing a trade, Tony. This just came through. Finalizing a trade to get quarterback Trevor Siemian from the Broncos.
He's been bouncing,
to back up Kirk Cousins.
Bounce with me. Not only Trevor Siemian is out of there, but you know who else
Teddy
is out?
Bridgewater's out of there, man.
No, I'm talking about in Denver. I mean, you're talking about...
in Denver. Brock Osweiler's
gone.
He's gone.
Trevor Siemian's gone.
I think Paxton Lynch is the only one there with Case Keenum.
Is there, and Case Keenum now is there. And so when you look through all of this, and then just because the 4 o'clock deadline was basically Happy New Year, by the way, that was the start, not of the Jewish New Year, not of the Chinese New Year, which happened a couple of weeks ago. It's the NFL New Year. The business year for the NFL starts today, March 14th. So just because it started and a lot of guys have been released doesn't mean it's over. Most of the teams knew who they were going after, and they targeted guys. Like, obviously, we said it last week on this show. Luigi Curto. Remember Kirk Cousins? Once Jimmy Garoppolo went to San Francisco, and once Alex Smith was traded to Washington, the market's drying up. Kirk Cousins isn't going to get a big deal. Well, guess what? He got the biggest deal of any free agents to date.
You like that? You like that?
Yes, he does.
He's a guy who benefited from the fact of letting the quarterback market dry up around him, and then he goes to Minnesota where they managed to trade away every commodity they had, every arm they had, and goes, you know what? You need a quarterback. You have a playoff ready team. You have a Super Bowl caliber team. Obviously, they just lost an NFC Championship game to the Philadelphia Eagles. They can't just go to war with no one, right? So
and they weren't going to make a long-term commitment to Case Keenum.
No, and
Teddy Bridgewater was damaged goods, and obviously they drafted him, and he looked like he was going to be a star.
Yeah, he had the non-football injury in training camp. Tore the knee up.
And then you had what's his name? Bradford.
Sam
Bradford. Who's made a ton of money, winning like 31 career games in 9 years.
$114 million since 2010, Tony. But he benefited from having that last big rookie contract. He was the last quarterback to get that.
Let's give Sam Bradford a roaring round of applause.
Absolutely.
He ought to make $139 million, winning 31 games in the National Football League, and get paid. Now, I'm not a Sam Bradford hater. I mean, the guy's got skills. He just has a hard time staying healthy. When he gets protection, he's as good as any other quarterback. Throwing the ball downfield, making smart decisions.
No, he's extremely accurate, Tony.
Exactly.
70% completion
so
percentage.
He's not like Todd Marinovich or some of these other guys, or guys who played on teams that happened to be free agents and got overpaid ridiculous amounts of money without really having a body of work of any kind. At least Sam Bradford has a body of work.
No, he's
more so than
steady.
a lot of these guys who got big money. Now, nobody's getting $85 million guaranteed money.
That's the one part that's so great about it is that Kirk Cousins not only gets this is like setting the forefront for the NFL, because not only does he go out and get just the 3-year deal, which is becoming the optimum thing around the NFL, but he got every dollar of a contract guaranteed. That's never happened before. There's never been an NFL contract where every single dollar's been guaranteed throughout the life of the contract.
Even Drew Brees, who just resigned for 2 years and with the Saints,
25 per,
who is without a doubt one of the all-time greats, and certainly one of the all-time great New Orleans Saints.
Well, statistically speaking, he's going to be probably top 2 NFL quarterback of all time.
He got 2 years, $50 million, 25 a year, but only $10 million of that. Or I think it's $20 million.
Is that what that is, Tony? I
guaranteed.
think only $20 million
Yeah,
is
so he
guaranteed?
didn't get
Okay.
fully guaranteed, and he's Drew Brees.
I know.
So that's the difference. And people are, when we were talking about this the other day, I don't care about what guys get. I don't care about Richard Sherman negotiating himself a bad deal because he acted as his own agent.
I know.
He was happy with what he got.
Got $31 million
So
guaranteed.
he should have signed for another $10 million so he can give his agent all of his money. Listen, your happiness is the most important thing. Richard Sherman has nothing else to prove. Now, he's coming off an injury, and he goes to the 49ers because his team that he helped win a Super Bowl and should have won two, the Seattle Seahawks, are deciding that they didn't want to pay him.
Well, the best thing is for him, he actually made the smart move because he stayed in that division. All the receivers are gone. He doesn't have to stop anybody anymore. You know, the Rams trade away Sammy Watkins. They don't re-sign him. He's gone. The Seattle Seahawks' own team, they lose Paul Richardson, and they lose Jimmy Graham to a trade.
Michael Bennett. I mean, no, they've lost a lot of people in
He
Seattle.
doesn't have to stop anybody.
Exactly, but the point is, he got his money. He was happy with the money.
Of course.
They didn't call him in and say, remember, that was the first team he visited was the San Francisco 49ers.
One-stop shop, baby.
He could have gone around the country and got schmoozed and wined and dined and had a LeBron-type victory tour and go around and see who's going to throw the most money at him.
It's about damn time.
He was. I'm not knocking LeBron. He's got that right, too.
Damn right. They all do.
But Sherman decided, hey, he went to Stanford. He grew up in the area, in the Northern California area. His family's there. So it's not like he's just jumping at the first team and they threw him so much money that he didn't go anywhere else. He made his decision. So everybody who sits around and worries about how much this guy got and how much that guy got, the only reason I mentioned Kirk Cousins is because what happened was never happened before.
It's extremely. His contract is what's relevant because of the fact that it's guaranteed throughout the deal.
Exactly.
But it's actually.
That means if he goes out and doesn't play another down after the first game and God forbid gets hurt, he gets 85. It's like a baseball contract. Those are the kinds of contracts that happen in baseball.
Yeah.
When the guy signs a ridiculous contract and there are no outs, and the guy, if you trade him, you got to pay the other team some of the salary. But the $85 million guarantee is unheard of in the National Football League.
And you know how they equate that in Major League Baseball. You know when they sign those 10-year deals for $300 million?
Right.
Well, you're only really getting them. You're only paying them for the first 5 years, and then you have to be willing to eat the back 5.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But in this case, it's is it 84 or 85, Tony?
85 million.
It's $85 million, which translates to, what, 27 and a half a year?
I don't know. You think I'm going to sit down and try to I'm trying to figure out where my alimony payment's coming from in 2 days.
Ain't nobody got the answer for that. What I'm saying is, though, is that it's actually kind of smart because, again, for 3 years, you're going to get top of the market quarterback play for the money, and you don't have to worry about it because next year that it's going to go up, and the year after that's going to go up. If you kept franchising this guy, you're going to be paying him north of $95 million by the time the 3 years are over.
Again, that's all minutia, and it's nice. You know, guys get contract offers, they take them, they move on. Trey Burton's going to Chicago. Patrick Robinson's going to New Orleans. Bo Allen, defensive lineman's going to Tampa Bay for 3 years. And so they got rings. Nigel Bradham was a guy that people were wondering whether or not they would keep around. And they did. They re-signed him to 5 years today. $40 million if you're scoring at home. And if you are, do you really worry about $40 million if you're scoring at home?
No.
You ain't never going to get $40 million. No. Just be happy to score at home on a wine Wednesday night listening to the Tony Bruno Show. And Corey Nelson, the inside linebacker from Denver, joins the Eagles as a free agent, signing 1 year, $2.25. Now, the reason I mentioned 1 year is because the Eagles are obviously over the cap.
Way over.
And so rather than signing guys long-term, they're bringing guys in like Corey Nelson, who hasn't been starting, but they think he has a lot of upside. So they don't have to commit to him for multiple years, and he's happy to come to a team that's got a chance to win another Super Bowl.
Hey, comes to you cheap. He plays up. He's playing for the next contract for a chance to re-sign here in Philadelphia. You get him cheap, you get the best of his ability.
Haloti Nada from Detroit.
Another rotational player. Once a great starting player, Pro Bowl, one of the best nose tackles in the league.
Baltimore for all those years, right?
It was him and Wilfork, Tony, 1 and 1A for years, and then he went to Detroit and got some big money there.
So he's coming to the Eagles for a 1 year deal. So guys come and go, and that's the way it works. I know all the fans are upset because the Eagles just won a Super Bowl and they want everybody to stay, but that's not the way the world works. Look at the Patriots. Look at all the guys they've lost. Guys they cut every year. They're able to go out and find guys to fill in. I mean, Jordy Nelson now, it looks like
we were saying book it. He's on his way.
White guy available after they lost a couple of white guys.
And we were talking about this earlier. The Patriots did indeed, Tony. They did bring Rex Burkhead back on a 1 year deal. They did do that. They did because they lost Deion Lewis. Yep.
And they lost Danny Amendola and Deion Lewis, and they lost one of their best offensive linemen, Nate Solder, who goes to the Giants.
Yeah, huge money.
For huge money. I mean, massive money. And so all teams, including the Patriots, now he's got to go and protect whoever the quarterback for the Giants is going to be.
Eli Manning's
blind side. And the Giants are making a lot of moves. And, we could sit here and say, oh, this team's done nothing, and the Cowboys have done nothing, and the Eagles have done this, and the Rams and the Niners have done that. And on paper, it all looks good right now.
Well, you know what the big one is? They got to make a splash.
Exactly.
They got to make a splash, whatever the hell that means.
But there's a lot of guys out there looking for work. That's why I play the Donald Trump, you're fired. Eric Ebron. I mean, people are talking about the Eagles are down to one tight end, actually, on the roster because Brent Selleck was released. And obviously Trey Burton moved on. And so now it's Zach Ertz. So do they draft a tight end? Do they take a flyer on a one-year deal for – I mean, you look at the list. We were looking at it before the show, the list of available tight ends.
Yeah, you had
Tyler Eifert, Eric Ebron.
That's first-round talent right there, both of those guys.
Exactly.
What else did you? I think Julius Thomas is on that list.
Julius Thomas is on there. I mean, there's a whole bunch of guys. So the Eagles obviously are a destination for a lot of these guys. They know that, for example, Eric Ebron was going into his fifth-year option, and the Lions had to cut him before 4 o'clock, or else they would have had to guarantee $8.25 million. They obviously didn't want to pay Eric Ebron another $8.5. Maybe they bring him back at a lower rate, but he had a fifth-year option, and the team decided not to exercise the option, so they released him, and now he's a free agent. Could he go back and sign with the Lions for lesser money? Yes.
And it does happen. That does happen.
Chances are he's not going to get another $8.5 million contract, and these players know that. Their agents know it. So anyway, that's going crazy right now. Anything happens during the show, we will break in live, even if Luigi has to defer from going up and getting another piece of the great bread. Did you have some of that bread?
I have not yet. I just
Didn't
finished.
I bring you a piece of bread?
Before we get another, we have to have a first, Tony.
I'm sorry. I brought. I did like we do in the Italian world. You make a plate for somebody. It's not just Italians that do it. A lot of people say, "Let me make a plate."
Well,
right?
no, but the brothers say, "Let me fix you a plate."
Let me fix.
I
you
never
a plate.
said, "Let me fix you a plate."
Let me fix you a plate. Let me make a plate.
Because we didn't know the plate was broken.
Exactly. I've had many conversations with the black community about this, and no one can give me a straight answer.
How about the Southern community saying, "I'm fixing to make you a plate"?
Yeah.
I'm fixing to make you a plate.
I'm fixing
Not
to get
doing it yet, but I will in a second.
That's right. I'm fixing to get in your ass. That's what they usually say. I'm fixing to get in your ass.
But anyway, so
The
Jack.
English language is weird.
Jack's in the back. Jack brought some great bread tonight. He brought some.
Is there a proper way to say fixing to get in your Robin, yesterday we had this conversation about there's a proper way of saying thank you and you're welcome in German. And then, she was like, well, and there's also a proper way to say it in French.
Well, they're meaning proper, not that it's not proper. It's just that there's a polite way, a very polite way, more formal way, and then a non-formal way.
And I wonder if there's a very formal way to say, we're fixing you a plate, or I'm fixing to get in that ass.
No,
I think that would be non-formal.
Fixing, actually.
I'm just guessing that's non-formal.
The word fixing is a lot like the word ass. And we learned from this Finnish.
Yes.
It's one of the funniest bits ever. He was on Conan O'Brien, but they posted it, and Robin retweeted it yesterday. It's a Finnish comic named Olmo or something like that.
Yes.
He has a weird name, but he's from Finland, legitimately, and he does a bit about the word ass. And he says that the word ass is the most complicated word.
Oh, it's so good.
In the
It's
English
fantastic.
language. And he's right, because ass has so many meanings. You got to go look up the bit. I don't want to steal his bit. But, ass can be good or bad.
Right.
Like if you say, that's a badass shirt, Luigi.
Right. That's good.
It means it's good.
Right. If you're a broke-ass bastard, that's bad.
Not good.
That's bad.
If you say, man, that stuffed shell tastes like ass.
Right.
That's
bad.
Right. If they say you got a fat ass or you're a piece of ass, that's a different story.
No, piece of ass
It's
is
good.
Right. Piece of ass is good. Exactly.
It's very
good.
complicated.
Bad ass is not good.
It's worth watching. It's good.
No, it's a funny bit because
But
ass has multiple meanings.
It depends because you're a badass.
It's good.
Could be good.
It is good. Badass is always good.
Right.
Badass is never bad.
Eric Cohen just went soup Nazi from Seinfeld. You want bread? $4. $4.
So Jack in the back and his lovely sidekick, assistant, whatever you want to call her.
Ruth's.
Ruth's.
Yes.
Both celebrating. Ruth's birthday was yesterday. Jack's was last week. So they come and they're celebrating tonight. So I made a little stuffed shells, a little sausage, sweet sausage in the oven. And then I said, let's go up and eat. So Robin and Luigi are down here getting everything ready. I have my sausage.
Get everything ready.
I made a plate for Robin, but I didn't bring her down a piece of the bread.
I know, and I finally finished it. By the time I got to finish my plate, it was cold.
Bread has arrived.
But I want to tell you something. speaking of celebrating,
Yes, thank you for the segue, finally.
we are going to be celebrating something next weekend. Not this coming Saturday, but the following Saturday, Saturday 24th.
St. Patrick's Day? Oh, no, that's this weekend.
Which happens to be, isn't that the Derby Day? Isn't that Kentucky Derby?
No, that's May 5th.
Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, okay, sorry. That's Cinco de Mayo. Hello.
The degenerate never forgets.
We're still in March Madness. So next Saturday, the 24th, we are the Tony Bruno show is going to be on force at the RedBall, the Philadelphia Division Red Cross annual gala
event. Now, we've
event.
gone to many of these. We didn't go last year.
Correct.
But 2 years ago, Robin, Luigi, and I were in Houston, Texas for the Super Bowl.
And no. It wasn't Super Bowl. It was for March Madness.
I mean, the Final Four.
For Villanova, yep.
For Final Four. So the Saturday of Final Four, the Sunday morning, Villanova wins the semifinal game, and then they play Monday night. So we couldn't be there till Monday night, although we could have. We decided to fly home Sunday morning, like at 5 a.m. The night after Luigi got absolutely wasted.
Plowed.
One of the greatest hangovers in the history of hangovers.
We had like 3 hours sleep. We got up at the crack of dawn. Actually, it was still dark out.
Well, I would have got plowed if you guys didn't interfere.
Exactly. we had a hard time getting on. So we fly back on like the 7 a.m. flight from Houston. We get back to Philly, and we get all dialed up and go to the RedBall, which is once again at Lincoln Financial Field.
Oh, it's so much fun, man.
Isn't that a great spot up there?
It's incredible, man.
Now,
I mean, you're right there where the Eagles won a Super Bowl a couple months ago.
And this year,
not
it's
on
really
the field,
cool.
up in the private area, the club up there.
It's really cool this year because they're going to have the Super Bowl 52 logo really, really big for people to take pictures in front of.
I bet you they bring the Lombardi Trophy up.
If I see one hashtag fly Eagles fly, I swear to God.
So here's the deal.
Don't have the trophy.
These tickets, no matter what ticket you purchase, they are tax deductible.
Correct.
Oh, look at that.
Which is a fantastic way to support the Red Cross, especially this year.
Every year, but this year with all the stuff that's happening.
This year with all of the storms and everything that's been happening, just here
Even
locally
in Philadelphia.
All the nor'easters.
The nor'easters have displaced so many families, so many homes have been without power, and the Red Cross has really stepped up. And they've been feeding people, they've been housing people, they've had to find temporary shelters for, like, up in the Poconos. This last nor'easter, over 5,000 homes went over a week without power. They were housing people up there in temporary shelters, and so this is their largest fundraising event of the year, and they have silent auctions with all sorts of fantastic giveaways.
Great
plus
food.
the tickets
all
themselves.
All the chefs are there. All the great food and all the great wines.
So when you come,
spirits.
all the food is included. Your you get certain amount of tickets for the bar. I don't know exactly how many. And then if you have VIP tickets, everything's included. It is such an amazing deal. Tax deductible, people. So there's no excuse not to go. If you purchase tickets, our fabulous dresser, Domenico's,
the man who dressed Luigi and I for the
Yep.
Super Bowl extravaganza.
Outfitted us like crazy, but also I went to and paid full freight 2 years ago when we went. That's where I got my knockout tux, the white with the red lapel.
Nice. That's
where I
where you
went.
got it?
Yep, that's where I got it.
You're not only a customer.
You know how much you paid that first year.
I paid
You're not the president.
I paid $244 for that tux
Dude,
rental.
so this year, Domenico's is offering a special Tony Bruno Red Ball deal that if you purchase tickets for the Red Ball, he is offering you rental for $100
Of a tux.
Of a tuxedo.
You're not going to get that anywhere. And
How amazing is that?
Domenico's on Frankfurt Avenue. You want to talk about choice? It's not just there's a couple of go grab one of those typical black regular black.
No, this is all the prime upscale
This
ones.
is
Right?
quality stuff.
Quality stuff.
Amazing. In
Any
fact, when Robin and I went to an event a couple weeks ago, I had a jacket on, and people were asking me about it, and I said, Domenico, I open it up and I show them. People love that stuff. They want to know. They know when it's quality. When you're wearing quality, people know
It's the material, bro.
And
Or when you're with quality, people know too.
Not the
You know what I'm saying?
it's not the old-fashioned styles, although they do have the old-fashioned styles there, but it's all the modern,
What does he say over there, Michael?
It's clothing for the modern man.
Yes.
Exactly right. It is. They do all the proms, all the weddings. It's a great place, and it's a family business. This isn't some chain. They've been there for like 50 years at the same location.
The tux one of the tux I wore for the Super Bowl was almost like it's this new like almost dry fit material. It's almost like Nike Dry Fit tuxedo.
Oh,
it's
cool.
sick.
I didn't even
Well,
know
you
that.
Schwitz a lot too. Though.
I do
That's it.
Schwitz a lot. Yeah.
So here's the deal. So $100 gets you a tux rental,
incredible,
which is
man.
an incredible
And that's just
deal.
if you're going. If you're buying a
purchase
ticket, you go.
And you go. So that's a great deal.
But what are we
Women-
going to do tonight on this program
But
for our great
tonight,
listeners?
we are going to be raffling off.
No.
Not raffling.
Giving
we're doing
away.
giving away. We are doing a virtual fishbowl drawing.
So there's an empty bowl, the one that I
So
drank.
if you see it right
Remember,
here.
that's the bowl where I drank
Yes.
the Hennessy out of.
Paul Moore says, I'm going to the Blue Ball hosted by Purple Orchid.
You don't get a tux for that, although you can rent a blue tux if you're going to go to
that's
the Blue
classic.
Ball. Not Blue Ball, Pennsylvania up there. You
They
know.
do
There's
charge a
town.
cleaning fee. Yeah, I know
So-
Blue Ball, Pennsylvania.
There's a
Here's
town
the
called Blue
dealio.
Ball.
Let's get back to the deal, mister.
Okay.
Sorry. So we went
the
the rails first. I'm sorry.
So for the Red Ball, we are giving away several pairs of tickets.
Yes, we are.
So you can bring a
Pairs.
friend.
So you can bring a friend, and
If you win, what else
if
do you
you
get?
win, it includes your tux rental.
No.
Yes.
Are you kidding me? Surely
How
you can't be serious.
amazing is that? So you can bring a lovely lady. All she needs to do.
Well, you're assuming that just guys are trying to win. Women will try to win too.
That's
guys
true.
might be trying to bring another guy.
So if
Well,
you're
yeah, I mean, you can bring whoever you want.
There's
you
nothing wrong
can
with
be a
that.
lady or a guy and bring a lady or a guy.
Girls
Doesn't
can bring
matter.
girls. Guys can bring guys. Guys can bring women.
And a woman
can
could
bring
probably
guys.
a woman could rent a tuxedo, right?
Why the hell not?
I will identify as a woman that night so that I'll have better opportunities to mingle with the other women.
I'll identify with Blue Balls.
So
Exactly.
if you win said tickets, that is a package worth over $500.
That's sick, man.
Technically,
It is sick.
That's sick.
Because
You're not getting that on any
you-
other show.
Hell no.
No.
Absolutely not.
You're not getting that.
So-
And that's why, because we love the Red Ball. You know who's going to be hosting it this year, right?
Yes, but tell me again.
Because I don't remember.
No, I know who it
Amy
is.
Fadul
Amy
from,
Fadul,
from NBC Sports Philly, and
And
Barrett Brooks.
Barrett
One of our
Brooks.
boys.
BB.
BB from
He
NBC.
was hanging
And-
out with us at Radio Row.
and
Yeah.
actually Barrett and or Amy, maybe both, are going to try to be here for next Wednesday's show to give away the
Oh, in
last
the
pair of
White
tickets.
House?
Yes,
Oh, come
in the
on.
White
She's a
House.
neighbor. She lives right around the corner
Yes.
from here.
She apologized that she could not be here tonight. She was hoping, but she is actually out of town today, so
Did
she
they-
wasn't able to make it.
Did you also mention
So-
the clincher, which is they get to hang out with Tony and everybody?
Yes,
I mean, that goes
and
without
obviously
saying.
you get to hang out with us all night long.
Schmoozing.
And how do you, by any chance, win these tickets?
How,
It is
Robert?
Super,
Tell us
super,
how.
super simple. All
Now
you
pay
need
attention,
to do.
everybody. I know it's more than 15 seconds, and many people's attention spans don't last that long.
I'm
By the
already
way,
on my phone.
we're going to give it away next week, too. So
Checking
Pete,
hashtags.
we're going to give some away next week, too. So if you're listening to this podcast, like, say, Thursday, Friday, Saturday of this weekend,
You have a
and
chance
say,
to catch on next Wednesday.
darn, I missed that chance because I wasn't listening live.
Yes.
You could win next week, too. So
Correct.
we want people who listen to this after the fact and not just live to have a chance to win
Absolutely.
next week as well, because it's coming up next Friday, the 24th.
Correct.
You follow me so far, camera guy?
So this is how you do it. So tonight we are giving away 2 pair.
2 pair. That would be
2
4
pair.
tickets.
Next week we will be giving away 2 pair as well.
Oh.
Beautiful.
So, but next week you will have all week to enter,
Okay.
if that makes sense. Tonight it's only tonight. That's
Correct.
how come you have to rush.
So how do people enter so
So
they have a
tonight-
chance to go? How do you go into a virtual fishbowl if it's not real?
I had to think really long and hard how to figure
Okay.
this. So this is how we're doing it. See how I have these lovely little pieces of paper right here.
We do have breaking news, by the way. The Bills have signed
No.
their quarterback. It's A.J.
Okay,
McCarron.
that doesn't. That's
AJ
not
McCarron's going to Buffalo. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Just
This is
happened.
breaking news,
It
Rob.
just
Yeah,
happened.
but
Robert.
you can do it in just a second. Let me finish this thought. Otherwise, people are going to tune out.
No, they're not. They know. They want to know
well,
where
this
AJ
is-
McCarron's girlfriend's
So
going.
if you are able to go on the 24th, all you need to do is to the Tony Bruno Show via Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, hashtag RedBall 2018.
Red Ball 2018.
And I'll
all
be
one
checking
word.
that all show long.
All
as long as-
show long.
Jack in the
Luigi,
back,
Jack in
Robin.
the back, and I will be writing down your name or your handle, and we will put your name in our fabulous fishbowl.
The glass that I once drank Hennessy out of. on
Yes.
this
Hen-
show.
we were pouring hen dog
We were pouring hen
all
dog.
night long,
Speaking
brother.
of that, we'll be pouring it out tonight. Now, I don't know if we're going to do Hennessy, but we'll have to pour it out. And not a 40, because we're going upscale tonight.
What do you got?
For not just, of course, the greatness that is Stephen Hawking, but for a man who lost his gig today, No, not all the NFL players. There's a special guy.
Who?
And I'm not going to tell you now.
Okay.
I'll tell you later on. We will pour one out for this individual out of here after 553 days on the job.
What?
After 5, that's even I last longer than that.
I think I know who this is.
Also, we will have a Make It Rain update tonight.
Love making it rain.
Not only will we pour one out, we'll make it rain. Where else are you getting that on other shows?
And I have a motorboat update.
You have a motorboat update?
You motorboat some bitch.
Is that a Stormy Daniels update of some kind?
I have Florida has a large boating community.
Yes, they
so
do.
I have a Florida motorboat update.
And I have a Netflix outrage tonight. I know Robin binges on Netflix like 24/7.
I find new shows and they're amazing.
But the problem, and I watch Netflix, but the problem with Netflix is there's no show that you just turn on and watch. You have to watch like 7 seasons.
Well,
I don't have time for 7 seasons.
Well, here's the problem. What happened to me is I've never seen The Office. Never. And then I get put on to The Office. I haven't stopped watching The Office for freaking 3 days. That's it.
The problem, I understand that. I did the same thing with Breaking Bad.
It's a horrible disease. It really is.
It really is. But when you have Netflix, and then Robin watches like The Queen, what was it called? The Crown?
Oh, that's why.
Oh, jeez. All these British shows that just make me want to run out
so funny.
and jump into the Delaware River.
Tony makes me translate. Like we're listening to the proper British.
And I hear this thing
and he
on
can't
all day and
understand
all night. I hear it all night. And I'm up
bloody hell.
That's why I'm up till 5 in the morning every night. Robin's watching 17 seasons of The Crown.
Yeah, you got the Queen in here. That's the problem.
Back to back to back. And I'm
Stop the hammering!
Exactly. How many damn episodes of a boring, trotting, stinking British show about the royalty, which couldn't be more boring? There's nothing more boring than watching the royal family sit around and do nothing except make a lot of money and pretend they're important because they were handed the stinking throne from 150 years ago.
Can I just finish? I just need to finish this.
That's
please.
what she said.
Let me just finish, please. So make sure you share.
Share.
I'm
Share,
adding
not
that
the
right
crown.
now. You share the show via Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, and hashtag RedBall 2018, and we will put your name into the hopper.
I'm checking hashtags right now, yo.
Checking those hashtags.
You could win.
You need a photo ID to enter this contest.
Worth over $500. And that starts now, and we will be doing it all show long, and we will do 2 drawings today.
At the end of the show.
At the
We're
end of the show.
We're going to do one in the first hour, one of the...
well, we're already halfway through the first hour.
Yeah,
We
no,
are
we'll do them halfway through the second hour, and then right at the end of the show.
All right, so we already have a few people doing it right now.
Okay.
I want everybody to do it.
Give Robin's going to give me some paper.
I want everybody to run to the windows right now.
And the walls.
And scream out as loud as you can.
Oh, Skeets. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's the wrong song. We will have a... I told you, we'll have a Netflix update, a Make It Rain update, and it's a final
Make sure
update.
they're actually sharing, though. They got to share the freaking show, people.
Damn right. If you don't share the show, we're going to go out of business soon.
I
We're going to
know.
be like Toys R Us. Except
You
we're
gotta
not going to sell
share.
anything.
Exactly.
So Ken Ibbotson, who is on Twitter right now, and he hashtag, you didn't share it. You didn't share the
Damn
show.
it. Now, how do you share it, Robin?
All you do is you do a quote tweet with the show that's going on.
Not everybody
Periscope.
knows how to do that stuff, Robin.
It's super simple. You hit retweet, and then you just start typing. It's super simple.
By the way, I like a woman with a slow press. You know how you get the song, I like a man with a slow hand? Drinking some slow press cab tonight.
Slow pressed?
Yes.
I'm not impressed. I got that Pinot from last week, bro. That was on
Mark
point,
West,
bro.
yes. But I'm trying some cab. So share it. And don't forget, hashtag RedBall 2018. You can win a beautiful Saturday night out, dressed to the nines, hanging out at Lincoln Financial Field.
Yep.
Right there. You can feel Patrick Robinson's footsteps still running into the end zone.
And we're all going to take a
first two are already
photograph
in there.
together.
We have
So
2 contestants already in the hopper.
Everybody from
Right in the bowl, bitch.
all the gang from the Tony Bruno show, and whoever's winning all the tickets, we're going to have a group photograph in front of the step and repeat,
The rinse and repeat.
The rinse and
as
repeat.
Tony calls it, rinse and repeat. It's going to be fun.
Oh, no, I'm looking on. I love the Red Ball. It's a great event, and it's a great cause. Yes.
I took off of work the next day.
No way.
No.
It's about to get lit.
Wow.
I'm gonna be woke as a mother.
And lit AF?
AF, bruh.
Lit AF, Bob.
I'm checking the hashtags now. People are they're coming in, man. Fast
Damn
and
right
furious.
they are. You're damn right they are. Meanwhile, how about my boy Jay Wright as we go into the NCAA tournament weekend? Jay Wright's Villanova Wildcats. We saw them cut down the nets a couple of years ago. They are the favorites to win the NCAA championship, Luigi, in Las Vegas.
Who?
Villanova's the favorite.
They're the favorite?
Absolutely.
They're not my favorite, though.
I know they're not. You always hate on Jay.
I don't hate on him. I told you, Jay gets all the credit in the world for me now. He is a great coach. After what he did with winning that national championship, he is a great coach.
Yes,
I
he
just
is.
don't see this year. I don't think he's going to get through there. But I think he's going to get his way to the Elite Eight. And then after that, whatever else happens can happen.
Again, does he have to win the national championship?
No more. He doesn't have to do it anymore. He's a great coach.
And here's the thing about Jay. And I saw all these. Listen, I'm a Philly guy. I'm a Temple guy. This whole nonsense on Twitter all week with Villanova's not a Philly school. Well, that's like saying that guys who went to Jersey and played there and now are in the NFL, it's like saying, what's his face, the Eagles running back from Glassboro.
You talking about Clement?
Yeah, Corey Clement.
Right.
Corey Clement. Is he not considered a Philly guy even though he went to Glassboro?
I'm pretty sure he's considered.
Exactly. It's the Philadelphia area.
It's the same people that say that Kobe Bryant's not a Philly guy because he was in Lower Merion.
Right. Exactly. So Villanova is still. Now, are there schools, are there rivalries? Of course. But I'm a Temple guy. I don't root against Villanova.
No, listen, I live in the inner city, so I grew up Temple, LaSalle, Drexel, Big Five kind of guy, right?
Yeah.
Now,
Villanova's in the Big Five,
right. But what I'm saying is, though, is that I've been more drawn to the local school as far as because that Temple's in my backyard. So I will be more.
It's not that you have to go to up to
no,
Villanova campus
not at all.
And live on the main
no,
line.
Of course not. And again, I say you can vote for whoever the hell you want to root for. Root for whoever you want. You want to root for Villanova, root for Villanova. You want for Notre Dame, I don't even care. Root for whoever you want. But for me, I don't have any ties to Villanova. I don't feel any allegiance to Villanova.
I don't either.
Right.
But I like Jay Wright. I think he's done a great. And I saw this week when he won, my man Dick Weiss, Hoops Weiss.
Yeah,
I respect as, if not the most knowledgeable college basketball man that ever lived.
Now, when we went to the Final Four in Houston, you introduced me to Mr. Weiss. And we were at the media party. Tony goes, now, he's like, Luigi, you think you know a lot about basketball? Let me introduce you to this man. I knew who he was. And I said, it was an honor to me. That guy right there knows every single thing about the game of basketball more than anyone I've ever heard speak in my entire life.
So when Villanova won the Big East championship again, he posted all the wins that Jay has and losses, in conference tournaments and all this other stuff. And it's a pretty nice resume.
Yeah, of course.
So, of course, then you have all these strappers on Twitter, which is what Twitter is.
It's
bunch of strappers.
Yeah, of course.
And then a couple smart people like me that go in there and try to educate the masses.
Every now and again.
Now and then. I get ripped too sometimes. Actually, a lot. But that's what Twitter's all about. Even if you're right, you get ripped on Twitter. Hey, so it doesn't matter if you're wrong.
Hey, I may not always be right, but I'm never wrong. All right, so I'm just saying it.
So people, oh yeah, look what conference he is. Look at his competition. Look who he plays against. He's not in the ACC. By the way, didn't he beat an ACC team in the NCAA tournament 2 years ago and win the championship?
Yeah, a very prolific one. North Carolina, who went on to win the national championship the following year.
Exactly. North Carolina, Kansas.
Perennial powerhouse.
Exactly. What do you think it's harder to recruit at? Villanova, one of 6 schools in the Philadelphia area recruiting against one another.
Let me think about it.
Or Kansas, or North Carolina, or Duke.
All right, so you're talking about basketball mecca 1, 1A, and 1B.
Exactly. You think that Mike Krzyzewski has a hard time convincing kids to go to Duke unless they want to go to Carolina instead?
Okay, so
you think Bill Self at Kansas has a hard time convincing McDonald's All-Americans to go to Kansas?
3 of the top 10 winningest coaches in NCAA history, by the way.
I'm not knocking those schools.
Right.
Those guys are great coaches too.
Fantastic
but when
coaches.
you try to recruit in a smaller school, it has a national reputation. You still got to get the kids to go, and they still have to go to class.
Right.
And they're not all one-and-doners either.
And don't forget, it's very difficult to get a local kid to stay home. Because, again, there are a lot of phenomenal basketball players that Philadelphia churns out year and year. I mean, this city is known for its guard play.
And you know who a lot of the local Philadelphia school kids play for? Kansas.
Yeah.
They go to North Carolina. Rasheed Wallace, where did he go? North Carolina.
I know a kid that's a local kid. He's a number 3 prospect in all the country. He's going to Duke.
Exactly.
Villanova knocked on the door, but he wants to leave.
I don't want to hear this stuff about Villanova doesn't play anybody. They're in the NCAA tournament every year. Jay Wright's one of the great coaches in this country.
Yeah, I think the big knock on him was, and rightfully so, was the early exits with some of these really good teams he's had earlier on in his career. However, for him to be able to do what he's done to build that program and have the stability that he's had there for now a decade, and have, number 1 seeds, number 2 seeds, and then finally take that team to the final, win the championship with probably the least amount of talent he's ever had on the floor.
Absolutely.
He's entered that greatness conversation. He's a great coach.
He really is. So, again, not because I know Jay and I've known him a long time and respect him. I mean, he's one of those guys, no matter who you root for, no matter what part of the country you cannot look at Jay Wright and what he's done and say, yeah, he seems like a dirtbag to me.
No.
He does. Jay Wright is impossible to dislike.
Yeah,
you know how no matter how great somebody is, you always find something. I don't like the way that guy looks, though. There's something about him I don't like.
I got a hate the face guy yesterday on Twitter. Somebody said Luigi's a hate the face guy.
Hate the face.
It's the greatest compliment I ever got in my life, dude. I'm a hate the face guy.
Robin's a hate the face gal, right? You know what that means, Robin? You look at somebody's face and you automatically, without knowing them or knowing anything about them,
I hate the face guy.
Think you're,
Oh no, I'm not at all like that. I'm like just the opposite.
You trust bad people because of their face. So you see a good-looking
no, it's
person
not,
and you say,
it's
they automatically must be nice.
Exactly.
No, it has nothing to do with the face. It has to do with body language. I'm a body language person. So if I just see a photograph or a still picture, I won't be able to tell. But if you start talking, or if they start talking and I can see body language, I will read them.
They saw my picture, smiling ear to ear. They said I'm a hate the face guy. Just
hate
keep hating,
the face.
Brother. Oh, and Paul Moore checks in and says Kobe said that if he had gone to college, he would have gone to Duke.
Yeah.
Yeah, out of Lower Merion, that's where he would have
Exactly.
went.
So, again, you can root for whoever you want to, except the Dallas Cowboys in this town. That's where I draw the line. I'm sorry, my boys out there in L.A. My boy, Barbecue Beef Balboa. You know I love you, man.
I know.
Street Bryce, we love him to death.
Can't do it, though, bro.
But speaking of Cowboys.
What's up with the Cowboys?
Have they pretty much folded the operation since free agency started? I know they signed DeMarcus Lawrence, and that's a big signing. But they got guys who want to leave there now.
I know. I mean, they got a hard enough time trying to convince their guys to stay, let alone convince guys to come, Tony.
But anyway, let's get back to the business now.
And people are hashtagging the show frequently here, so we're going to have
about
a lot
damn
of
time, as LeBron James once said.
And I said earlier in this program with it. Do you need me to hit the sounder for you?
No, I got it right here. You have me up there?
I got you.
It's about damn time.
Oh, yeah, you're up, buddy.
How come it didn't play?
Maybe the volume's not on, Tony.
I have the volume on. I just told you I had the volume on earlier. Damn. Here we go. Let me try
You're
it.
fired.
It's about damn time.
Thank you.
And I need to remind people that you not only have to hashtag RedBall 2018, but you have to share the show. So make sure that you are sharing.
And if you don't know how to
show.
share the show, ask somebody.
Ask somebody.
Ask somebody.
But ask somebody.
Exactly.
You also said that we were not going to get into too much NCAA talk as
I'm
far
not
as the
gonna break down
bracketology
brackets.
goes. We're
I'm
not
not
going
to do a bracket on your favorite Mount Rushmore of douchebags or Mount Rushmore of the candy bars and all that other stuff.
No, we're not a morning show. What I'm saying is that now have you studied the bracket at all? Because I know you used to do the selection show on ESPN.
Yes.
So you were a bracketologist yourself, but now
I'm not a hater, but let me just give you one clear example.
Okay.
I'm picking up this bracket that we printed yesterday. This is the first time I'm actually looking at the map. I don't even know who's playing. All I know is Ohio State's playing Iowa State right now.
Yeah, but that's last year.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Why are they showing last year's game?
Because we're watching BTN network right now.
Oh,
that's last year's game. Yeah.
But no, Montana won earlier today, so they moved on, right?
Correct, Tony.
Montana has moved on. UCLA got knocked out in these play-in games, which they don't. Why are we watching the Big Ten Network?
I just had it on.
Robin turned it on earlier.
All right.
Let's
Damn
put on
it,
something
Robin,
else.
why are you putting on where they're showing games from last year?
Can we get Netflix, Robin, so we can watch some of that BBC?
Let's watch The Queen.
Can we put The Queen on?
No, The
put it
Crown.
on. Yeah, let's put The Crown on right now.
Put The Crown on, because there's only like 72 episodes. Every show that I look at, when I go through Netflix at night, and I want to chill, every time I go through the Netflix menu, I'm saying, oh, that looks good. 7 seasons.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've already invested 7 years in watching Walking
But
Dead.
the thing is, you don't want
I don't want to watch it
them
anymore, but I have to.
But you don't have to watch them all at once. You can just
I don't
treat
want to
it.
start watching something from 7 years ago and then have to get caught up, because then you fall into the trap of having to keep watching.
This is how Tony misses fantastic shows.
No, I don't. This is why I watch shows like The X-Files, because every week it's a new standalone episode. X-Files has been on forever. But I don't have to go back to season 1
Tony, it's
to see what
No.
X-Files
It's not
is doing
Netflix and
now.
kill. It's Netflix and kill himself. That's what it
Here's
is
the
for
thing,
Tony.
though, is if you had just found out about X-Files right now, you had never seen an episode before, you would automatically
No, I
say, you know
wouldn't.
what, I'm not going to
No,
watch
I
it.
wouldn't.
Yes, you would,
No,
because
I
you would say,
wouldn't.
oh, it's already gazillion seasons.
It
I'm not going to
matter.
start.
You don't have to know anything. You just know.
But how would you know that until you
Because
started
it's the
watching
X-Files.
it?
I know about the X-Files. I haven't seen, by the way.
See, he's
I
making
haven't
no sense.
seen every episode of the X-Files.
You haven't?
No, but
I
don't
thought you were
have-
into the original. Weren't you into the original?
I was, but I watched it late at night when it was on reruns. I didn't watch it live.
I'm just asking.
And
I'm
there
not
was
fighting
no
you. I'm just asking.
DVRs, and there was no Netflix, and there was no on-demand. I was watching it on VHS tapes. Okay.
How archaic.
But again, the bottom line is, if it's a standalone show where every week it's a different episode, that's why I like watching The Outer Limits or Twilight Zone.
So you like the
which-
variety of it?
No, I like the fact that I don't have to watch last week's show to know what's happening this week.
Ah, so there's no commitment from you.
Exactly.
Okay.
I don't want commitments in marriage, and I don't want commitments that I have to watch 7 years worth of a show to get caught up.
This isn't Nazi Germany.
No.
This is America.
If you want to do it, if you want to spend 20 hours a day, and I did it once with Robin when we watched Breaking Bad years ago. When
And
we
it
got
was
caught
awesome.
up. Because everybody kept telling me I look like Heisenberg. When everybody said
That's
you look
why
like
you were
Heisenberg.
part of the show. That's why.
But no, I had to know what I was talking about. Like The Wire. I never watched The Wire.
I did.
Now, but you can go back and watch it from season 1.
And I already know what's going on.
But I'm not watching The Wire. I'm not watching it from season 1. I'm sorry. I
No.
don't want to watch 10 seasons of a show because you got to watch it week to week.
It is a
right?
full commitment. Yes. With some of these shows, it is a full
I'm
commitment.
tired of commitments. I'm tired of cable contracts, commitments, phone contract. I'm not making any damn commitments.
Yes, you have made that very, very clear,
Thank
Tony
you.
Bruno.
Aaron Cohen says, you want to do a Mount Rushmore? Do a Mount Rushmore. Tony Bruno co-host.
And there've been a lot.
And Ken Ibbotson says, sorry, Luigi, but Mays would get the George Washington spot on a co-host mount. I was like, I'm not a co-host, man. I'm just a producer, bro. That's all I am, man.
Ridiculous.
We could do that. We could break it down. There are a lot.
Yeah, because you and I were not co-hosts.
No, what I'm saying is, though, there are a lot of co-hosts that he's worked with that are
Yes.
legitimate co-hosts.
Yes. You and I are producers.
We are producers. That's right.
Who talk a lot.
But if we don't talk a lot, you're talking to yourself.
No, I love that. Every show I've ever worked on, it's always been about group participation.
Well,
Robin, you know what? We could go mute. We can just get some bread. And we can go upstairs and we can chill.
You are unusual, though, as a host, period, that you involve so many other people.
I've worked alone as a solo host. I work with 2 people. I work with 3 people. I work with 5 people. It's like my regular life. I'm always about group activity. I prefer
More the merrier.
Exactly. Well, like that.
No commitment and group activity.
That time
that
in the 80s
tells
when
you
I was
all
in
about
Oregon,
Tony right
with all my Rochnese friends out there.
Oh, the Lost Years.
Yes, that was when I went to Oregon and I was in this cult, in this sex cult.
That was freaking awesome, Les.
What was
I
his
was lucky
name
to
again?
escape that cult without any venereal diseases.
Yeah, so we
That
were
was
watching. 95% of the followers had some kind of venereal
Yeah, but
disease.
you
They're
saw
like
the
the
video?
Kardashians right now.
Basically,
If they could do if you do the test on the entire Kardashian family, what percentage of them would come out clean?
Did
so
you remember
to
the
speak?
reenactment when he was in the car just doing the dance? Right, was that? That was the best.
What was his name again? Rajesh.
Rochnese.
Rajneesh.
People would know, but it was
Let me look it up.
it was a sex cult in Oregon in the 80s.
But it didn't. I mean,
And he was like it was a fake Hindu guy.
well, it wasn't a sex cult. It was a
No, but it was very sexually
It
active.
was a Hindu guy who told his followers that the road to enlightenment and
what
everlasting
Charles Manson told his followers,
whatever was to have sex with him in
Yes.
various forms.
And not just with him, but with
Did the one
everybody,
to tell you that?
everybody in the house.
But
getting
mostly
tips.
him.
Everybody in the house getting more than a tip.
And let's not forget, and to give him all their money.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to pay to play, Robin. You mean, you want to dance, you got to pay to
Let's
bang.
not forget that.
The guy's got the crib out in the middle of Oregon in the desert.
So Wesley Duncan checks in. He says, "What's the call-in number?" It's 619-924-9874.
But it's hard. The phone's not
whoa,
working.
Whoa. Hold on a second.
But the phones aren't
Let's
working.
back up for a second.
What?
Why do you not start a cult?
Because you just heard him explain the cult. It's
no,
not good.
I'm
no.
going to explain. I'm
He
going to
gets
start a cult.
He gets to have all the sex he wants in the world, and people give him all their money. What more
That's
could
my
you
next
want?
step. That's my last goal. I've been telling you about my ideas about moving to a Caribbean island.
You gonna start a cult?
And that cult starts right there.
But you need
because
to.
people will come there, and then they'll see the life that
yes,
I'm living.
they will.
And then they'll say, "This is where I want to stay. Why am I going back to Mayfair in the Northeast?
But how do you?
Why am I going back to Jersey?
You need to. You
Why
need
am
to
I going
figure
back
out.
to Nor'easters every week?
You need to figure
Made
out
no
a
sense. I'm
way
trying to get back on
where they will get enlightenment. You need
They
to
will get
promise it.
enlightenment.
What are you
You're
going
gonna
to
get enlightened.
promise?
Now you're going to learn today.
What are you going to promise your followers in return
how you gonna sell
for
this
them
thing?
giving not only their
I'm
bodies
not
but
prepared
their
to release the
sales
fine
pitch
print,
yet?
the fine print that will go along with you signing your life away to me.
Ooh, we're already getting people who are willing to join the cult, the Caribbean cult.
All they had to say was Caribbean. Done. I'm in, Bo.
I'll get Billy Ocean, and we'll redo Caribbean Queen. Is he still alive, Billy Ocean?
I'm going to find that out right now.
Okay.
He's going to help sell the timeshares.
No, you won't have to buy anything.
What?
It will be a commune. Everybody will live off the land.
But you do have to do. You have to give.
Today, right?
No, Tony, don't forget they need to give you all their
Well, of
worldly
course, they
possessions.
have to bring money.
Yes.
But we'll all share the money. You all put the money in the pot, right?
In Tony's pot.
Max Powers is called Tone Loc. Funky Colt Medina.
Yes.
There you go,
See?
brother.
That's going to be the easy part.
Funky Colt in Medina.
There's the Medina's in Ohio, I think.
Yeah, no.
That's Medina.
That's why cults do exist. I'm sorry about that.
My cult's going to be a nice weather place. Not going to be in the middle of Oregon where it rains every day. It's not going to be in South Jersey somewhere, in what do you call it, the Pine Barrens where the Jersey Devil could come out and kill us.
Thank God.
It's going to be in a safe place where everybody will be as one. We'll all wear the same clothing.
What kind of clothing?
We'll all eat the same foods.
No.
Yes.
You're making
I can't just wear anything, man.
You
It's gotta
can't
be
do
lit.
that.
There'll be a VIP set.
Oh, thank you. I was going to say
There'll be a little VIP room.
There's got to be some kind of status on the island, right, Tony? I mean, we got to separate the animals. I mean, the regular folk from the
cult of Bruno.
It'll be like what Netflix is trying to do with the reward system.
What are they trying to do?
I'll explain that later.
All right, good. Because we got a lot to get into this show.
I know.
Max Power wants to know, can I smoke dope there?
Absolutely. Duh. Are you kidding me? We'll be growing it.
Yeah, exactly. Tony knows how to grow it.
I've grown. I used to grow marijuana in Alabama in the 70s.
That's right. You used to let people grow dope on your land for no money.
Bring me your seeds. You're weak. You're hungry, and you're horny, and I'll take care of business.
I hear you. Seriously, brother. In one fell swoop.
Boom. It's like a one-stop shop of everything you want in life. You don't have to worry about working.
No, there it is, done, Tony. You can finally use the slogan that we've been using on this show forever. Welcome to the Tony Bruno cult. Just set it and forget it. That's all you have to do.
I think Ron Popeil would probably sue me over that one, though. I'd have to come up with a new one.
He can't find you.
It's and 501c3.
Yeah.
Tax.
No, I'm going to be in a tax-free area. I'm going to be away from the government. There will be no government control over anything that we do. It'll be totally socialism the way people now seem to want it.
But this also means that the people that donate money to the Tony Bruno cult, it's a tax write-off.
Right now, if you want to start, we can start a GoFundMe.
We should.
Speaking of GoFundMes, you see who started one?
Who?
Stormy Daniels, ladies and gentlemen. I got to get to this update right now. Did you see this
huge.
story, Robin? Porn star Stormy Daniels, who was involved with Donald Trump, claims that she had a relationship with him in 2006. And you know where that relationship supposedly happened?
Where?
At the celebrity golf tournament at Lake Tahoe in 2006.
We were there. Well,
you weren't there. I was
wasn't
there.
You were there.
I interviewed Donald Trump in the practice in the driving range.
You told
because
me
I
about
had a
that.
table.
Yes.
I had a table there. We were the only radio show at the time when I was with Mark Willard at Sporting News. We had our own table on the practice range, and so every celebrity that went to hit balls, except Kyle Bowler's the only guy that blew me off. I interviewed everybody except Kyle stinking Bowler.
Who stinks?
Kyle Bowler, he's such a serious golfer playing in a celebrity golf tournament that he told his handler, "Oh, no, I don't have time for that. I got to hit some balls here. This is serious stuff." I interviewed Donald Trump. I interviewed everybody.
You're fired.
He didn't fire me, though, because I wasn't working for him. So everybody would go into the hotels there. Harrah's, and then there was Harrah's, and then there's the other one. There's a bunch of them. There's, what's the one, Mont Bleu, one of the hotels in South Lake Tahoe.
Right. And then there's a Harrah's up there.
There's a Harrah's, and then there's also a Harvey's. There's Harvey's, and then there's Harrah's, and then there's the Mont Bleu, are the three main hotels right there.
On the one side, and then there's a couple on the other side.
Exactly. So all the celebrities would stay there, all the friends would come up, and people would party every night. So Donald Trump, I interview him on the practice tee, and it was that weekend of that celebrity golf tournament when he hooked up with porn star Stormy Daniels, and then supposedly had to pay her $130,000, which he claims he didn't pay her. She claims she was paid. But now, because she's fighting Donald Trump in a lawsuit, and things haven't been good at the club lately.
No.
She wants you out there, ladies and gentlemen, to send her money because she needs to pay her legal fees to fight Donald Trump and his evil people.
Unfortunately, if you send her money, it's not tax deductible. But if you send the Bruno Colt tax, money,
Yeah,
then
well, I
it's
have to set up the phone.
We're going to do this
ain't
ASAP.
claiming shit.
We need to figure this out ASAP.
But wait a minute, I got to deal with Stormy Daniels first.
Stormy Daniels.
Would you send? Now I posted a picture of Making It Rain because she's doing strip club appearances.
Yeah, absolutely. I think she's appearing at Risque.
Is she coming to Risque?
Probably, yeah.
I know she was in a club in Florida over the weekend, and CNN had 5 reporters covering it.
Oh, of course.
5 reporters covering a porn star in a strip club.
Yeah, I'm sure they were covered in something. Is what they were doing. Yeah.
Hey, listen, you can cover
local news,
and
action
you know
news.
me. I know a lot of people in the adult industry, so I'm not going to rip Stormy. I'm not going to play the selective morality card because people now. But it's amazing how people now love Stormy Daniels, even though she's a porn star and a stripper. But they hate Jenna Jameson.
Isn't that
who
right?
Did the same exact
Isn't that right,
thing.
Tony? Yep.
And I pointed that out the other day on Twitter. And
It's an
Jenna
outrage.
Jameson actually liked my tweet because she follows me.
Does it make a difference if you're hosting the one-on-one interviews in the Champagne room or not, though? I mean, because they got to pay to play, right? I mean,
I don't know what she did. I'm sure she's making good money, and God bless her. I don't care what she does.
no, I mean, hey, whatever, man. You got to
But
pay
you
these legal
can't
fees.
criticize one adult entertainer
And not the other.
because you don't like her views
Mm-hmm.
in Jenna Jameson, and then say, "Oh, I'm following Stormy Daniels now. She's such a breath of fresh air."
A breath of fresh air in my ass, man. Are you kidding me?
Unless she's not breathing in your ear properly, then she's not a breath of fresh air.
Well, they hand out Tic Tacs at the club.
I know they do, but I don't go to clubs. Well, I go to clubs, but I've never been in a champagne room. Robin's been in a champagne room, but I'm one of those people.
No.
Everybody who knows
Well,
me
no, I went into
knows
the-
me. I do not go in the champagne. Not because I'm cheap.
I have been in
I
the
went
champagne
into the champagne room just to check it out, but I didn't actually pay to go into the champagne room, nor was I working the champagne room. But
we
I
went
did
into
get
that
a
club in Vegas a couple of years ago.
Which one? Girls, girls, girls?
No. What was it? It was gigantic.
no,
place.
the
Stone
the
Pony?
Sapphire
Sapphire
Club, and I got
this
a
place is
private.
massive, and it's not like there's one stage. It's
I
like
got-
girls are dancing everywhere, and they're walking through the crowd, so they don't go up on a stage and then walk around and look for money.
Well, Vegas is a big spectacle over there. They got to do everything right. I mean,
But I got
it
my
ha-
very first
Yes.
lap dance ever.
Oh, nice.
But what was even cooler was that it was the stripper's very first lap dance as well. So we were both virgins, lap dance virgins at the same time.
So our good
And
friend
it was uber uncomfortable.
Courtney Combs invited us because
She's
she
the
was
one that got it for me.
and then she buys Robin a lap dance
Yep.
with a woman who had never given a woman a lap dance.
No,
before.
she'd never given a lap dance.
That was her
Period.
first lap
It was her
dance,
very
period?
first lap dance.
you got a rookie on your first night?
I did.
Ain't nobody gonna rook us.
Oh,
at the
they,
club.
they go rook us, all right?
But you know what? Okay,
Shit.
so
Shit, if I'm gonna send somebody pay for my lap dance,
I don't want a rookie.
I don't want no rook.
I want the pro. Give me Tomcat, Amy. Give me the freaking pros, man.
and here's the deal. Like
Shout out to Dennis Hoff at the Bunny Ranch.
we were at one point, we were both laughing because I was like, I don't know what to do with my hands. Like, what am I?
You don't
supposed
do anything where you don't touch.
But I'm a woman, so it's different.
No,
The
no,
rules
no,
are
no, no,
slightly
no, no, no.
different.
It's not different.
No, they are.
You can.
In
I
some
actually-
places, you're only allowed to touch cloth.
Courtney Combs told me that because I was a woman, it was different.
What
that
if you
I-
identify as a woman?
Good question.
How are they to tell you that if I sat down and went to a strip club, not that I frequent, but if I went and I sat down, I put my hands all over this woman's, let's just say, parts, and they said, well, you can't touch her like that. Well,
They
you-
will.
well, and-
They'll
and-
say
well,
that in
women,
some
well,
places.
women can touch her. I'm like, well, that's right, women can. Well, I identify as a woman.
Well,
and who are you to tell me
then
that I
you have to
can't?
negotiate that with the guy who's about to throw you out, the bouncer who's about to throw you out of the
He
champagne
can
room.
negotiate with my lawyer after I tell him I identify as a woman.
Then you can start a GoFundMe like Stormy Daniels do and sue. Isn't that the American way?
Correct.
So anyway,
Speaking of America,
you
shout out
can
to America.
send your money or go to the club and make it rain.
And send her your money.
Exactly.
So Max Power, I actually have not followed the Stormy Daniels thing too much because, whatever.
I can't avoid it. You
It's
can't
a natural
avoid it.
disaster.
It's
But
like
she
the
said-
lead story every night on most news
I know,
channels.
it's
So Max
incredible,
Power
man.
said that at first she said it happened, then she said it didn't happen, but now she's suing him.
Well, she says she's willing to give the 130. The story I read today in the GoFundMe story, which was published on it wasn't on some blog or some right-wing or left-wing news site. It was published in a real publication. That's how I always differentiate stories. I look at the source, and I want to see if it's a real story or if it's some, left-wing or right-wing extremist blog, because they always put bullshit
Right.
on there. And this is legit. She's starting a GoFundMe page to help pay her legal fees because she says that if she's going to sue Donald
Get
Trump
pretty good.
and Cohen, his lawyer, they have deep pockets.
Yes.
She doesn't. She has no pockets, but
She doesn't wear any goddamn pants,
She stuffs
Tony.
everything in her G-string. You know, strippers should have pockets instead of G-strings.
Fanny pack.
You know
She
how much
has
more money you'd be able to
a
strip
pocket.
stuff in there?
If I was a stripper, I'd wear a goddamn parka. You think Walking around I look like a kid on Halloween. Trash bags, pillowcases.
Damn right.
You know,
Make it rain. Make it
out of
freaking thunderstorm.
all the times where a fanny pack would be appropriate.
No, fanny packs aren't big enough to stuff enough money in either. You know what the smart women do? Now, Robin and I have been to
You know what I would do? I get one of those little sliders on my smartphone. You gotta take credit right here, bro. Play all the songs you want. Go
No,
for it.
cash only, bro. Cash only.
Slide your card right here in this
Well,
one.
Robin and I, you know what the top girls do? Because Robin and I were at the Vivid party at the Super Bowl in New York when Vivid opened a club there. We went there and hung out with a couple of
It was
girls
like
that we know.
wasn't it a New Year's party or something?
No, that was the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl was in New York.
I know.
And the Vivid Club
I
was
just
there
remember
for that
it being
week. It was in
so
January.
cold.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
that's right.
January.
Yeah.
And we're invited to this party, and we go upstairs, and a couple of the girls we know were there. Our good friend out in the desert.
Check your Twitter now.
She was out there, and Courtney was there,
Yep.
and a bunch of people. And what the
Tabitha.
girls do, Tabitha Stevens, great friend of the program. So when the main girls go out and dance, they're on the main stage, and people throw tons of money on the stage. She ain't reaching down picking up those dollars. Then the handler goes up with basically a gigantic shop vac and sucks all that money right up, baby. We're talking like hundreds of dollars.
Suck it.
And not just singles. Not just singles, bro.
Talking fives, talking tens, 20s,
some
50s,
some 50s up
couple
there.
hundos.
You know the other thing that porn stars and strippers do, which I think is really smart.
Strip and do porn?
Smart marketing. Is they are constantly
Show tits and ass.
they are constantly telling their people on social media what they want. Oh, I just saw these pair of shoes. Da,
You
da,
know,
da.
it's smart,
Oh,
yeah.
I just saw this. Oh, I think they're so and people
It's only
buy.
listed for 1.6, guys. That's all it is. I love these. I love
never
this house.
noticed that.
Yes. I was
Because you
talking,
were buying. That's why.
I was talking to Courtney about it, and I mentioned something, and she goes, "Oh yeah, people buy me stuff all the time." I'm
Hey,
like, "That is
You got some,
brilliant."
if anybody wants to buy me something, you know, whatever you want to buy me, I'm not even going to make requests.
I say all the time, like, you go in the store, buy me something. I don't care what it is.
Just buy me something.
Just buy me something. I don't care what it is.
Pick me up something real nice.
I need to start doing that.
Clark,
Just like,
get yourself something for yourself.
Well, pick me up something real nice, and get yourself something for yourself too while you're there. How about that? How about that?
Slow press, not bad, man.
You like the slow press?
It's not bad, man.
Meanwhile, let's take our break because when we come back,
we're gonna go to. Okay, we're gonna go to.
we go to break.
We're doing a short break. We're doing
go-
5 minutes.
We do whatever we want.
We'll do 3 minutes.
we need a few more.
Hashtag.
They're coming in. They're coming in.
They're starting to
You
come
want to
in.
go? You're going to get a
Am I missing?
tux at one of the most magnificent tuxedo establishments on the planet.
Wait till you see the piece and Michael put aside for me, brother.
How come you always get the first piece put aside?
Because we're boys, man.
No, you aren't the.
He said I got something I want you to wear. I said okay.
I was a piece of pizza there. That's what he put aside.
He
for
put
me.
it aside. He said he put a jacket aside for me. That's all.
No, I mean I don't have a problem with that.
A red one. It's a red ball. So he put a red jacket.
I gotta have.
Oh,
a
are you
red-
gonna go all red, head to toe?
I'm gonna do something red. Yeah.
Why?
Because you're more classy. I'm more trashy and flashy. That's the way I roll,
I
brother.
could go trashy.
You're
when I
like
have
the
to.
Jim Cornette. I'm like Freddie Blassie. That's how it works, brother.
I love downtown Freddie Blassie.
I know, man, but you don't.
as a flashy Freddie Blassie.
That's right, man.
Not downtown. It was downtown Julie Brown, and downtown. Who was the other guy that played for the Phillies? Brown.
Dominic Brown.
No. There was a downtown something Brown.
Downtown
Yeah,
Brown.
before Dominic Brown.
I know downtown Funky Stuff Malone from.
No. There was a
Twin City
downtown
Tropics.
Brown, and I know my buddy Jim from Cheltenham or Eric Cohen or a lot of our real super smart expert Phillies legendary.
I'm looking right now.
It was a downtown somebody Brown, and it's bugging me that I can't think of it because all I need is his first name.
Well, you don't want to look on Urban Dictionary for what downtown.
No,
Brown
I don't
is.
wanna
You
do that
Definitely
either.
don't want to do that because. Robin, did you see that?
Yeah,
I don't go. No,
I didn't
it
even
has nothing to
bother
do with
looking.
The Urban Dictionary. It was the guy's nickname.
I did not even bother.
Ollie
as
Brown?
Soon as
Ollie Brown.
Ollie Downtown Brown, the original Padre.
Boom, and he came and played.
He
for
just
the
passed
Phillies.
away a couple years ago.
Yes, Ollie Downtown Brown, or Downtown Ollie Brown. He put it in the middle. Most people start with downtown, like downtown Julie Brown, downtown.
And he was
Abbey.
a Philly. He was a.
There's Downtown Abbey, the other show that Robin watches.
He died of mesothelioma.
No, it's mesothelioma.
Mesothelioma. Sorry.
which is fiberglass.
Yes, inhalation of
Inhalation, yeah.
fiberglass fibers or other fibers that obviously tear up your lungs.
Mesothelioma. Former Giant, Padre, Oakland A, Milwaukee Brewer, Houston Astro, Philadelphia Philly, and that's about it.
He played for a lot of teams. Yep. Good player, too. Not a superstar, solid player. Meanwhile, speaking of solid plays, we will have
Ken Ibbotson is asking, does Domenico's rent extra small tuxes? They have every size.
What are you planning on bringing?
Extra he says he rents extra small tux. Got to hook up us vertically challenged.
He's a world famous tailor. You can fit anything you need.
He does weddings, so he's doing not flower girls. He's doing ring bearers, which are usually young men, right?
Mm-hmm. But any size you need, he will be able to hook you up.
He does sophomore hops. So obviously, it doesn't matter what size you are.
Yeah, I mean, if you are a very unusual size, the sooner you get there, the better. Yeah. Obviously, because he'll need a little bit of time to get the right size back to you. He does the alterations right there. He doesn't send them out to Cambodia to get done. No.
He does them right there in Mayfair, which is becoming more and more like Cambodia, but it actually isn't Cambodia.
I think the phones are working.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think the phones are working.
Are the phones working?
Yeah, I believe they're working. I think I have Jose on the line. I'm just going to check it to see if the phones are working.
It's so weird. It just suddenly started hearing something.
Jose, what up? You there, brother? Jose. Is this Jose? 484-804.
What up? What up? What up?
Caller, you're on the air.
I don't think he can hear us.
Hello? Maybe he can't hear us.
We can hear him, but
he can't hear him, but he can't hear us. I think that was the problem. That was him.
Oh.
That was the real Jose. Jose, you there?
Jose.
What up?
That's me playing that, but
no,
I heard
he said something else. Jose.
What up, Bruno?
There he is.
We have Jose. The phones work.
It's a miracle. It's a Christmas miracle.
It is a Christmas miracle.
Well, and Jose just dropped. Another Christmas miracle.
Damn it. By the way, I would like to thank the Harvard Crimson for participating in the NCAA play-in game against Marquette, Marquette Warriors.
That's 5 guys that I know they're going somewhere in life other than
Yes, they are.
So let's not
the Marquette kids will be working for the Harvard kids in just a couple of years for the Marquette kids who will not be going to the NBA, which will probably be 90% of them or 99.9% of the Marquette players not going to the NBA.
Let's go to break, Tone.
Yep.
Because we wanted to do that, and because we got a lot of stuff to get into in the second hour. We got a lot of updates. You got things you want to talk about.
We got to pour one out for a man who only lasted 553 days at his job.
Which is 1 day more than I did. And then we'll come back. Robin's got stories. You got stories. I got tall tales. We'll fill up a little bit more of that slow press cab, right? We'll get a few more entries for the fishbowl giveaway. And is there anything else we're doing in the second hour?
I think that's pretty much it.
Pretty much, that's a full table, right?
May have another piece of bread.
We got some. Roofs brought some down for us, man.
Roofs?
Roofs. In honor of Jose.
Exactly.
So
we're coming right back. Don't go anywhere. Don't forget, hashtag RedBall2018 at Tony Bruno Show on Twitter. Whether you're on Facebook watching us, whether you're on Twitter, YouTube, Pornhub. I don't believe you can do it on Pornhub.
I believe you can get us on Brazzers and HamsterTube.
HamsterTube, if you go there, except our good friend Robin out there in the Sacramento area.
Not HamsterTweet.
Not HamsterTweet. That's a totally different site.
Yes. Do not get the two confused.
Yes. She's actually a very nice lady, okay? Send us out the door here, Tony.
We're coming right back, kids. Stay right where you are.
Till showtime. Why not add to your enjoyment with a delicious confection and drink at our attractive refreshment stand? Till showtime. tempt your taste with the wide variety of mouth-watering snacks available at popular prices at our refreshment stand. Till showtime. Satisfy yourself with a thirst-quenching drink. Your favorite beverage awaits you at our refreshment stand. The show is about to start, folks, but the refreshment stand will remain open for your pleasure.
Watch out now.
Yes, indeed. Tony Bruno Show. A lot of people commenting on Jeremy Macklin, who was released by the Baltimore Ravens.
Are we going to have this whole bring Jeremy Macklin
No,
up?
I'm just bringing
God.
it up because a lot of people most people are saying, you know what, hey, sorry, bro, you had a chance last year and you went to Baltimore. And it's interesting, though, because Macklin was pretty popular.
Well, remember, he was a good wide receiver here, and then he goes on and makes some money over there in Kansas City, gets reunited with Big Red.
Yep.
And manages to do nothing there in 2 years, and then goes to Baltimore. And a lot of people thought that was going to be the resurgence of Jeremy Macklin's career with Joe Flacco. Never happened, man. Just fell.
It's amazing, though, because John Clark's the one who tweeted it out that Jeremy Macklin
Johnny
is
Airport
saying that he would love to come back to Philadelphia.
Of course, he doesn't have a job.
But I mean, he'll get a job somewhere else. He'll get an offer. Wait, we got olive oil on that bread too?
No, why?
Oh, you just went dry?
Yeah, I went dry.
I like to put a little olive oil.
I told you, man. I'm not Gabe Kapler, bro. I do it dry the way God intended.
Damn right. That's why
No.
God made bread. When
Dry's
he did
no
the
good.
miracle of the loaves and the fishes.
Now you wanted a little bit moist. It's
Did he put
dry is never good.
Did he put extra virgin olive oil on the loaves of bread that he gave out?
I make sure she's fully lubed, but I go.
No.
Damn right.
Olive,
So a lot of people,
olive oil can be used for that, by the way.
so it's
Do you know that?
mixed. By the way, it's a mixed bag so far, so to speak.
You serious, Clark?
Yeah, olive oil and coconut oil, virgin coconut oil.
I'm not Kapler, man. But I do have plenty of
There's
olive oil.
something wrong with using extra virgin olive oil as a sexual lubricant, though.
I know.
think
It's like spending $90 on a condom.
Most people are saying no thanks, pass on the Jeremy Macklin coming back to the Eagles.
He's shot, bro.
Some people saying, hey, give him a veteran minimum.
These are people who still have Jeremy Macklin jerseys in their closets, or they're thinking of reliving the glory days from Jeremy Macklin. It's over, Bo. Let it go.
FYI, I do have the call-in number up again because...
You have it up?
because we think it might be working. We're not
Look
sure.
at you guys. You're eating on the air. You don't see this happening to me when I eat
I'm
on the air.
talking. I'm not eating.
You guys are
so
hiccuping,
if
belching.
If anybody wants to try calling 619-924-9874, let's see if it works.
We do have Jose. We can go to Jose
no,
in a minute, but do you want to get your update first?
Which update?
Well, we had 2 updates you guys both mentioned.
I have the Florida update, and then Tony has another update.
I got to
right?
do my my pour one out. Do we have pour one out music tonight?
Pour one out?
No, I mean I just need. Give me the Stooges. I got the Stooges drinking. In
I got it right here.
Give me some pouring one out. Who would have thunk it? Well, pretty much anybody.
What do you got?
Augustin Legrand is out of work.
Who the fuck is that guy?
He was not caught by the CFL because it sounds like a French name.
Was he already fired from the XFL? From
No,
the
he wasn't.
Okay.
He may be going to the XFL next.
Now, who is this guy, Tony?
This is the XFL.
You know who
You're
Augustin?
fired.
Augustin Legrand is, Robin?
Is he a...
Augustin Legrand. He sounds like he should be like a...
He should be on Game of Thrones or
He
something.
sounds like he should have been like the Bachelor, like from season 6 or something
No,
like that.
he
Probably
should,
was.
He like a Prince of Morocco or
No, like
Well,
like an IndyCar racer.
I'll give you a
IndyCar
hint.
racer.
Yeah, there
That's
you go. Thank
exactly
you.
it. Thank you.
You're
I'll
welcome.
give you a hint. He only lasted 550. Let's see if somebody can get it on Twitter. Who is
Or on Facebook.
Or on Facebook. Augustin Legrand, Legrand. He's been fired after 553 days on the job. I'll give you another hint. He replaced somebody who was a legend.
Ah.
Oh, I know who this
The
is.
name does not
No, no one will know the
match
name because
the
they don't really
personality.
identify him. I'll give you an even bigger hint. The man that he replaced, you know what his name was?
Yeah.
Jonathan what, Robin?
Jonathan Silverman?
No.
Weinstein?
Jonathan Goldsmith.
Goldsmith.
Jonathan Goldsmith was replaced by Augustin Legrand.
And we all know who Jonathan Goldsmith was. And I can
Yes.
play the sounder if you'd like me to.
Play the original.
This is
That's
Jonathan
still-
Goldsmith. Now let's see if the folks can
By
figure
the
out-
way, Robin and I met several times because he lived in Marina del Rey, and we met him at a couple of functions, not realizing he lived on a boat in our neighborhood in the marina.
And he sounds nothing like...
No, because he does not allow. He doesn't. It's not actually
Right.
his voice.
That's not his voice.
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. This guy
Yes.
literally got the job because of his look. That's it. He never really spoke on air.
correct.
correct.
All right. So here...
Unlike Tony, who got the job because of
his
his voice,
voice.
not because
What are you
of his
talking about?
Just saying.
Go ahead.
Stay thirsty, my friends.
That's Jonathan
Goldsmith.
Well,
Goldsmith.
no, it's not.
Well, it's not
It's
really.
supposed to be.
Maximilian Schell did the voice.
Maximilian.
Maximilian Schell.
And this is...
This is Augustin Legrand, who is out of here.
Stay thirsty, mis amigos.
Say thirsty, mis amigos. Didn't even make it to Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, you know what happens?
As the most interesting man in the world, part due.
Once Rob Riggle's got to come help you out,
Yeah,
it's over,
that's when I knew it was
bro.
over.
It's over.
That's when I knew it was over. Because I wanted to give the guy a chance, you know.
Yeah, I know.
The other, I thought they would bring back the world's most interesting man. Remember he went on the spaceship with a couple of honeys? I think Stormy Daniels was on that ship too, but she came back and nailed Trump and now is trying to make a career out of it, or a second career.
He gave a Buddha his golf clubs on his
right.
way out the door.
So they bring in this guy who's is a rugged looking. I guess I thought he was
He
Hispanic.
looks like George Mirasan in Focus.
He looked Hispanic, but
Is he French?
No, I'm
Legrand
ser-
is not a.
Robin, I'm telling you. Google image George Mirasan. He looks like George Mirasan
No.
in Focus. In Focus.
In Focus.
In Focus. George Mirasan's a little out of focus. He looks like George Mirasan in Focus.
So Augustin Legrand, they have now finally canned.
Augustin Legrand was born in 1975 in Neuville-le-Bois,
So the 43-year-old man.
Loiret, France.
See, he's French.
Okay.
He's French.
So he's 43, still a young guy.
Yeah. He looks rugged, though. He looks like a guy that's a little weathered, been out in the sun.
Yeah.
Rugged guy. Not ugly. I mean,
Like the
he's a good-looking
Travago guy with a beard.
Yeah, the Travago guy just looks like he sleeps in the streets.
Thank you.
For whatever reason, that just bugs the crap out of me, those commercials.
He does well, though. The guy's like a
guess.
big star in Germany,
I guess.
You know that guy that does the Travago commercials?
Is he really?
Yeah.
I'm checking the hashtags.
But anyway, so they replaced the most interesting man in the world, Jonathan Goldsmith, with this guy, Augustin Legrand. And now they finally have decided at Dos Equis.
He gone.
It's over.
Now-
Not just he's gone. It's not like they fired him. They realized, as the Oscars have realized and a lot of award shows have realized, that they've jumped the shark.
Yes.
Would you like to
Like
know?
American Idol has jumped the shark a couple years
Final
ago.
season, brother.
No, they're bringing it back.
I know. They brought it back this year.
I
They
do
brought it
have
back on
some
ABC.
interesting facts about Augustin Legrand.
Oh, we have an Augustin Legrand out there. We're going deep inside.
Augustin
Legrand.
Isn't that the name of a porno?
Yes, exactly. It's usually deep inside every porn star. They always had their own version called Deep Inside, Jenna Jameson, blah, blah, blah. Let's go deep inside.
So
Augustin
even
Legrand.
though the implication on the Dos Equis commercials is that he is Mexican, he is not. He is actually French, which
because
we
his
just
last
said.
name is Legrand.
Right. He, while attending the University Pantheon Assas to study tax law, he began to travel.
Maybe he should have been Trump's new economic advisor. Now they fired his guy.
Pardon my French, but you're an asshole.
Could be the ambassador to France.
He
Or
took
Switzerland, at
acting
least.
and
At
he
least.
but he traveled extensively, and he was
traveled.
in several different movies and French television series.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's a bad guy or
He
anything
is
to nobody.
Unlike Jonathan, Augustin, a Frenchman, can also speak Spanish, which is why
Exactly.
he spoke
He
Spanish
said-
so well.
What did he say?
He speaks Spanish, French, and English. He's
Exactly.
trilingual, like I am.
Can we get a picture of Riddle looking like Barry White right now? Look at the pose on Riddle
Riddle's
right now.
got the lean. He's got the gangster lean.
He looks like I gotta get a picture. I
the
gotta tweet
steps.
this out. He looks like he got the Barry White going, man.
So he's on the wine cellar steps, and he's got the one front right paw.
He's shot, bro.
He's got it hanging. He's letting it hang.
Hey, Riddle.
Now, apparently, when he first started doing the Dos Equis commercials, they did not expect him to be a long time like Jonathan. They already they ruled out the possibility of him being long term.
Oh, so this was just a short stint kind of
Yes,
a deal. Okay.
they already knew that. So what they're
So then
trying
why
to
did
do.
why did they decide to bring back a new
Because
world's
what they
most
thought was if
interesting man?
it caught on, then it's a win-win. If not, they already didn't have plans to move forward with the
What
idea
they're
anyway.
trying to do, says Nuno Teles, who is the chief marketing officer for Dos Equis,
Por favor.
is that the most interesting person in the world, or most interesting man, it's
It's
more
too sexist
encompassing.
now?
No, it's more encompassing. So more there
Because
can be
using the word man is now no longer acceptable in many places.
idea is
so
that-
maybe they come back with a chick.
yeah, they can. They're not ruling out the possibility of being the
world's
most,
most
interesting woman.
person, non-gender related,
No.
identifying
The world's
human
most
being.
gender-neutral, interesting person in the world.
Get out!
They should just hire a hermaphrodite so you have everything covered.
Exactly.
So to speak.
But don't cover anything because that would be your problem.
Now,
Stay thirsty, mis amigos.
They could have at least waited till Cinco de Mayo.
Exactly.
Help a brother out, man.
It's 2
Should
months
we-
out, man. Come
should
on.
we draw the first name really quick?
Wait, hold on. Did you get the last person I put in? Because that wouldn't be fair.
Oh, hold
That
on.
wouldn't, I think it's Mike Chamberlain. It's Mark Chamberlain.
Not Marilyn Chamberlain.
Now,
No,
Wilt
no,
Chamberlain.
no, no,
Related
it wasn't
to-
Marilyn Chamberlain.
Was he on Facebook or Twitter?
He was on Twitter.
Okay.
I just want to make sure. Hold on. I just want to make sure that we're up to date on the hashtags.
sure.
Give everybody a fair. Riddle, what up?
Let's see. So I
Yeah,
got
Mark Chamberlain was the last
Brenda.
one.
I got Brenda Marie. Now, Mark Chamberlain, I do see that you have RedBall 2018, but you did not share the show.
Did you get Josh Mack?
So until
return
you
of Josh
share-
Mack?
Josh Mack has the show running live right now on his Twitter feed.
Yes,
so make sure we got
that's
Josh
sharing.
Mack.
So that's good. But Mark, you just need to grab the show where it's been retweeted and just retweet that and then hashtag.
And like Hunter said, grab them in the biscuits.
Oh, I didn't know that's how you share.
Come on,
I
Tony.
thought you share when you at least make out first.
Goodness gracious!
All right, are we going to do it?
By the way, I
Joanne?
said of this Harvard Marquette game, it's an NIT game.
I'm going to wait until
so
Mark
pay
says
no
that, then
attention
I'll
to
do
the NIT game going on at Marquette's home
Unless you
gym
have
tonight.
heavy action.
Unless you're betting on the NIT.
Tomorrow is big, what you call it? What the hell's the name of that? The
play-in game?
No, not the play-in game, but it's
The
also
crying game?
No, what's the most what the hell is it called? Vasectomy day. It's like vasectomy day for men. Men have their vasectomy set on the start of March Madness.
Oh,
They sit at
yes.
home and watch March Madness all day
Oh,
long.
really? I did
yeah,
not
it's
know
huge.
that.
So if you're gonna get clipped,
It's huge, so to
Is
speak.
Antonio Cromartie, who's just been released again, go back and
didn't
get
take-
another one?
he had 2 that didn't
So
take.
his third time will be the charm.
How does it not take twice?
It's a bad doctor right there.
I want the determination of that man's sperm. Seriously, you want to talk about Rudy? That guy's sperm is made of Rudy Rudiger. I'm telling you, man.
It's unbelievable.
It's incredible. Well, anyway, so are we gonna draw?
Let's draw a winner.
Hold on, I'm waiting for Mark to share the show.
Oh, okay.
Mark, share the show. He's in the hopper.
Sorry.
Now we're gonna stir these up, shake them up. How are we gonna do this?
Shake them up, Tony.
Shake them up.
Okay, hold on.
It's the big.
Where'd my pen
What do you
go?
call that thing over there?
The scepter.
Scepter.
I
love that James Bond movie.
What was
Did
the
you
name
see
of that?
Scepter?
No, I didn't see Scepter.
That's what it was called, Scepter.
It was called Scepter. I don't know, Tony. I really didn't get into the older James Bond stuff.
It's not an older. It's one of the newer ones with Daniel Craig.
Oh,
I hate to do it to you, and we haven't done it.
It has been the entire show, and it would only be fitting to go. I'll do it. I'll get myself. It's no big deal.
Scepter, bro.
Meanwhile,
I want to make sure I'm just going through all of their because I have to look on Instagram too.
look at this Marquette, a perennial, NCAA tournament team.
They're 2-seed in the NIT, baby.
They're gonna win this whole thing.
PTPs.
Oh God, that shtick has gotten old, man. That's your boy too, Dickie Vi, man.
I know, but when Dick Vitale is doing NIT games, and so is Bill Walton. Probably, people were listening to Bill Walton last night doing a game that went overtime, the UCLA game.
How about your boys out there in the West Coast, though, man? Your Golden State Warriors, man. They got injuries at the yin yang. Steph Curry's out. Draymond's out. Klay Thompson. Oh, what's it called?
It's called Let's
Chill. Let's just chill. Let's just chill.
We don't need to be the top seed.
Hey, Jack.
They are. They're going to be the top seed. They only lost by 8 games, man. They're rolling, bro.
That's all right, man. Let's get the guys to
Do
chill.
you guys have any more names in the back that I might have missed? Okay, nothing new.
So we're going to draw, then go to Jose?
And then we're going to repeat the rules again.
For the second draw.
And these people that are in here, they're still going to be eligible.
Yeah, we're not dumping them. We're not going to crash the
Oh, no, they stay. They stay in there.
They stay in the hopper if they don't win this hour.
Let me get the ruling of pounds ready.
Let me make sure that everybody can see so that they can see that we're not cheating.
I'm going to go deep, deep, deep inside.
All right. So this is here.
Hold on. Let me get the drum roll. Let's make it legit.
Do we have a legit drum roll?
Of course.
Robin, you do it. I don't want to stick my hand in that thing. I don't know what's been in there.
You don't want to stick your hand in it?
I'll stick
Come on, wait, hold on a second. Because
I've
I'm
had
gonna...
my hand in dirtier places than this snifter.
Because you can see it.
I hear you.
Hey, now.
Jesus Christ. He's been inside a few things. Who's the winner, Tony?
Ladies and gentlemen, give me the drum roll right now.
Not at all. Which means another time.
The winner is, and you saw I drew it legit right out of the snifter, Josh Mack.
Josh Mack.
At Mack Lublin.
Now,
not McLovin.
Not McLovin.
Who works with Dan Patrick's show. Andrew Perloff.
Now, or McLovin from Superbad. Now, Josh didn't just win tickets to the RedBall. He won 2 VIP tickets to the RedBall.
He's in the VIP?
And he also can take his behind down Domenico's on 7150 Frankfurt Avenue in beautiful Mayfair and get himself outfitted for free for the RedBall.
Correct.
Play a little Return of the Mac now, man.
I got a little Mark Morrison for you, bro. Come on, man.
So, Josh
Not
Mack,
Van Morrison.
No.
Congratulations.
Not Kirk Morrison, my buddy out there on the West Coast.
Josh Mackman. You just won.
Not Jody Mack.
Worth
Not Craig Mack. Bringing Matt flavor in your ear.
Not Bernie Mac.
You want a package worth over $500. If you want anybody to come with you, you have one extra ticket.
They got to pay me an additional charge if it's a female.
This might be the
invite
greatest
a
song.
guest. And if there's anybody, any of your friends that want to come, if they purchase tickets right now, they can still purchase tickets via the. Oops, I should actually have that.
Robert?
I should have that up. And I don't. So give me uno momento seconde because it's on TonyBrunoShow.com. On the front of the TonyBrunoShow.com page is the fantastic RedBall information. Just click on that and it'll immediately send you to the ticketing site. There are still early bird tickets. There is a Philly special, which means that you get $52 off.
But Trey Burton won't be here for it.
No, Trey Burton will be in Chicago matriculating the ball down the field, probably completing more passes than Mitch Trubisky next year.
If you purchase now online, you get $52 off of the main event. So they're for the main event and VIP tickets. Get it? 52 for the Philly special.
I get how it all works.
Get it how that works?
That's clever, Clark.
So go there, buy extra tickets, bring as many people as you want and can. It is for a great, great, great event. They are tax deductible. It is all proceeds go to the Red Cross in the Greater Delaware Valley area. and they need it desperately right now. So
Big time.
Have a fun night. Get to dress up, hang out with us, or not, if you want. And
just come say hello.
Just come say hello, and go on there now. Get those tickets, please.
It's a great event every year.
Great event. And there's some amazing prizes, including one of the very special prizes that you can win at the silent auction is a dinner for you and 5 of your friends, hosted by Tony Bruno and me, myself. At there's several different restaurants, and we're not quite sure which one is going to be hosting it right now.
And you know, I'm not going, so it's going to be a good time. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right.
So it's one of the events that you can win at the silent auction there. So there's lots and lots of stuff.
Let more ride out a little bit.
Crank it up. Crank it all the way up, man.
He told you he'd be back, Tony.
What up? Robin, you know this song? Yeah.
I hear you.
Whatever happened to Mark Morrison, man?
I don't know. I lost the city 9 times. I had to buy this thing. He told you he'd be back, Tony.
Damn right. He'll never go away on this show. I didn't lie to you.
You lied to me.
All right. Rafangu is right. Robin's so white.
She is
Get
too
down to
white.
Mark Morrison.
Let's watch
man.
all that Queen Crown crap.
Hey, no, ABBA.
It's the Return of the
I
Mac.
like all music. You know me. But you don't know the Return of the Mac by Mark Morrison.
It's one of the greatest songs ever, man. That hook is phenomenal,
It's
man.
perfect. It's like remix of the Ignition. That's another one of the.
Listen. The remix to the Ignition may be the greatest remix of all time. I'd like to hear what the regular Ignition
I
sounded
don't want to
like.
hear the regular
I've
Ignition.
never heard the regular Ignition.
I heard the Ignition. It was when the starter goes bad and you turn the key to get that grinding noise.
Well, you know what? Why don't we go to Brad from Connecticut and let's see if he knows about the Return of the Mac.
Let's go to Connecticut, yo.
We'll go to UConn.
What up, UConn? What up?
Kevin Ollie's.
Kevin Ollie's out of work. Did he get railroaded at UConn?
Yeah, he's going, man. He's going.
No, I'm asking caller.
Let's go to Connecticut, yo.
We got to turn the radio down.
Turn the radio down.
What up?
We're in our
Kevin Ollie's out of work.
Are we on like a 7-second delay?
I don't know what's going on, but we're hearing ourselves back before Brad's even speaking.
know.
Is he listening?
I don't know.
Brad, are you just listening?
He might just be listening.
Well, Jack call screened him. That's how I.
Hello.
Oh,
Oh,
maybe,
there he is.
Maybe
There he
he had to run to the restroom.
Maybe that what it was. Brad, or can you hear us, Brad?
See, I don't think our microphones are working.
I think we're on a complete delay.
Oh, there he is. Can you hear us? Brad?
Nope, he can't hear us.
Hello?
Yeah,
He's
no.
hearing us on
He
a
can't
delay.
hear us. He can't hear us. Turn on the delay.
Can you pick him up in the back, Jack, and tell him we don't know what's going on with the delay, but he's hearing us like 7 seconds
Let
later.
me try Jose, because Jose's got the little question mark on him, and maybe I can get Jose. It's not you, it's us. Jose, you there, buddy?
No, our microphones are not coming through.
Yeah, for some
whatever
reason,
reason.
something's messed up here.
So, It's an
outrage.
And we checked. I mean, Robin and I efforted this thing for an hour before the show started. For some reason, it's just not working.
Mission control in Houston doesn't work as long on a space launch or a satellite launch as we do on putting the show together every week.
There's insanity in the control room.
Yes,
tonight.
there is.
All right, Robin, why don't we go to the Florida update?
Let's go to Florida.
hang on a
Are you ready for the Florida update?
I'm not
Look
quite
at Riddle,
ready.
Tony, full stretch. Boom. Look at that cat. Yeah.
He's chilling, man. He is chilling.
I love that cat. But this is going to be awesome, man, because the Red Ball, again, now, you got the who's who in town.
Oh,
for
yeah.
this. And there's going to be people that are coming in for this, celebrities, you'll be hobnobbing the whole time. And don't get it twisted, man. This is all top shelf. I mean, they're pouring top shelf the whole way. All the food is great. All the top chefs in the city are going to be there.
Yep.
And now, are they doing the same thing they did a couple years ago where you're judging, where you put the tokens in?
I think so, yes.
I think it's going to be the same thing that's happening. You're going to go around like food station to food station, and
Exactly.
all the best places in the city are going to be
It's going to be
advertised
awesome,
there.
man. I love that.
And here's the
event.
best part, too. Saving the money that you go to, just like Robin said earlier about having a chance to win an auction dinner with you guys hosting the dinner, you can take that $500 and put it towards charity if you choose to do so. It's a complete tax write-off.
Yep.
And you can actually bid on some pretty cool stuff that's going to be there. I mean, you're going to be at the link, home of the Super Bowl champions. They're going to have plenty of Philadelphia Eagles stuff there for you to bid on. Now, I don't know what you're going to get for $500 as far as an Eagles fans go, but they got plenty of signed posters,
and
memorabilia.
just think of it this way: the new tax laws take effect. So next tax season, the new tax law. So all of you're actually going to get even more for your money, if I'm not mistaken, from what I saw.
Well, the standard deduction. I did my taxes the other day, and next year the standard deduction's going through the roof.
Wow, what is it? You think I'm actually going to get money back next year?
Yeah.
Maybe. And so
Robin's like, maybe.
Well, I'm not.
No, because I took the standard
complicated.
deduction this year, right? Which is because I'm over 65 now.
You have the opportunity to do
you get a standard deduction anyway. That means if you're tax write-offs, if you're not doing a lot of write-offs, if you don't have a mortgage or a lot of other write-offs, then you get guaranteed $6,375. But then you get another $1,500 if you're over 65. So my standard deduction was $7,300 something, and or $7,900 something like that.
Okay.
Next year is going to be $12,000. You'll get that even if you don't have the write-offs.
Dude, that means I'm going to be getting back like a couple grand possibly.
Damn right, man.
Oh, that's beautiful, man. I need
that.
God bless him, man. That's not crumbs, by the way, for those of you scoring at home.
So just think of it, like whatever you pay for your tickets, and if you decide to bid on any of the auction items, tax deductible. It means that you're going to be getting pretty much penny for penny back. I'm not exactly sure how it all works, but you'll get it back. It's fantastic.
You don't get it all back. I mean, people know how write-offs.
Yeah.
It's a write-off.
It's a write-off, but it is a fantastic way to have a great time and feel good about yourself.
And they still got plenty of chance to win here.
Yes. So once again, congratulations, Josh Mack.
It's a fantastic
We will
gift,
still be giving out one more set of tickets tonight, which still includes the Domenico's tuxedo rental for male or female. And just make sure that you share the show via any of our platforms and hashtag RedBall 2018 to be eligible.
Beautiful. I forgot to run up and get my thing that I wanted to
What's the matter?
tonight.
What do you need, Tony?
What I got in the mail today.
Oh, I can go get that.
Can you go up? It's on the bedroom, back bedroom. It's on the bed. In
I got it. I got you muted, Robin. Go ahead. Well, we're going to do Robin's Florida update. We haven't had a Florida update in a while because we haven't really felt too tropical lately because all the nor'easters, all the snow coming down. So Robin's going to have a fantastic update. What do you have, Tony? Are you teasing this? Is that what you're doing?
Well, because I got it in the mail today and I opened it up and I was devastated. I mean, not devastated. What's the opposite of devastated? I was elated.
I was. Oh, you were happy?
Oh, yeah. It's the greatest
jury
thing.
duty?
It's the greatest thing I've ever seen. And I have a lot of work from this guy. You know who I'm talking about? Dan the man from Philly Art, The Art of Words.
Oh.
Dan Duffy.
Love Dan Duffy
You've seen
stuff.
Dan Duffy stuff. We gave some away at the Tony Claus at Moonshine.
Now, I heard, I saw him start the sketch of the Super Bowl 52 special he was making.
He's finished.
Are you telling me you have a copy of this here?
I have a copy. No. It is absolutely the most amazing thing he's done.
Now, I've yet to see this. I know I saw the early sketch of this.
I have the finished product
Let's
today.
see what we got here. Oh, wow. Look at this.
I'm telling you right now. You know me. Everybody's buying all this Eagle stuff. And I'm not a big T-shirt collector. You know, everybody buys every shirt that comes out. But this is the finished product.
That.
This is Dan Duffy's. I want Robin to put it in front. And everything he does is with words. So in this piece, which is the Eagles Championship Parade, it's overlooking the Parkway. And in the rear, you'll see the Museum of Art. And all the people and all those things that you see around there are all words. And you know what's in those words? It's the final score.
That's fantastic, dude.
Of every opponent in every Eagles game in history. 1,188 of them. And then you can actually look on that picture if you were at the Art Museum for the Eagles Victory Parade where the buses came up right up the Eakins Oval there and went right to the steps.
That's where I go into work, right there.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And I usually take a break right there.
So you can actually point out where you were standing. You won't see yourself because it's all words, but it is an absolute amazing classic piece.
Every single thing that you see that is colored on here is a word.
It's incredible. Right here, Tony, if you look closely, you'll see me escorting Philly Jesus right out of the front.
Oh, beautiful.
Right here. But no, this is incredible, man. Look at that.
It is.
He's got every single aspect of the museum and the surrounding parts around Eakins Oval.
Do you see that? Is that unbelievable?
Look at this, man.
It's an amazing talent.
You can
Dan
see.
has.
You can see Carson Wentz's torn ACL right here,
Exactly.
right there in the third bus.
I think he got the words ACL actually in.
They're on there. They're on there. Look at that, dude. That's incredible. That's the time. This is the 18th print he made, by the way. That's awesome, man.
It is. I'm going to frame
phenomenal.
it. I already have a frame for that because I have a lot of Dan's work and it's all great.
I saw several of his pieces,
but this piece is one of those. If you have to have one piece of art that symbolizes the Philadelphia Eagles' first Super Bowl, there's nothing better than that. And there's a lot of great art out there, and I'm telling you, man, Dan Duffy does an amazing job. He's an amazing.
And remind
That's
people.
standard size for framing too.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about buying
what
an
is
odd
that?
size
10 by
frame.
12? Is that what that is? What's the standard size? 14 by 10,
We actually
Robin?
we get most of our frames from IKEA, and it fits perfectly in the IKEA frame.
Art museum.
Really? Seriously?
No.
I was gonna say no.
Go and look. Go to his website.
But the IKEA, they're like $11. They're really, really nice.
But what is this? What is that? 17?
I don't know what the size
I
is.
don't remember what that one is.
No,
I don't know.
it's amazing.
I don't know how he does it. I really
Go
don't.
to artofwords.com. If you want to order a copy,
11 by 14.
do you have his card?
11 by 14 is the official size.
Let me just show the
I
card
don't
for a
have his
second.
card here. I left that up with the rest
Just
of the
the
material.
card that he wrote to Tony
What was
is
the card?
perfectly written. Like I don't know how he.
I could never do that. I could never finish one sentence. I could never finish one line.
My
straight.
handwriting
No way, bro.
right now looks like I am a doctor because it's so illegible. It's really illegible. It's gotten so much worse over the years since hardly anybody writes anymore. You don't
I don't write.
anything. I don't write.
I had to reteach myself how to do a cursive K, lowercase K. I'm like, how the hell do I do this? I'm like, this isn't right.
I love Dan so much, and he's
once
always
again,
been great to us. So go to the
website.
artofwords.com.
Artofwords.com.
Artofwords.com. You
And
can follow
order
him
your now.
on Twitter at Real Art of Words on Twitter. And it's an amazing piece.
And Vince Taraborelli says that they have a store up in King of Prussia.
Well, no, that was during the holidays.
It's during the holidays, but they might still have it because
No,
Vince is saying,
I saw Dan announce that he was closing that down until the next holiday season.
Got it.
But go to his
That's
website.
the one they had at the
they had one in
at
Christmas
the park,
Village.
the Christmas Village. I saw. That's
Yeah.
where I went in there. It was about 5 minutes before the open. His assistant was there. Dan wasn't there yet.
Correct.
And I went over to say hello.
So
for
now
you.
during the holidays, Dan will go have it some temporary locations in the King of Prussia Mall. He had one this year, and he always has one at the Christmas Village around City Hall.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw them last year. We ran into the one he did on the Palestra with every score of all
That
the
was
games.
pretty cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
everything. And he doesn't just do
So
Philly
cool.
stuff too. But
Don't forget, we also gave out a couple of them during the Tony
the
Claus.
Tony Claus.
Mhm. That was pretty cool.
You know
Great
what?
stuff.
I think there's still 2 of them that I need to send, but I don't remember who they were for.
Oh, and breaking news! I bought a book of stamps. I needed to mail something, and I lost my stamps, so I went to go buy a stamp at the post office. I just missed the post office; it closed, so I had to go to the grocery store because you could buy stamps at the grocery store.
Yeah.
I asked for 1 stamp. They said you have to buy them in books. I said, fine, give me the book
How
of
much
stamps.
for one rib?
20 books, 20 stamps. The book cost me $10. I might use 20 stamps in the next 20 years, Robin. Now, I actually said it yesterday. I said, I can actually give Robin some stamps to help mail some people some of this
That's
stuff.
not it.
They
I
haven't
just don't
done
remember.
yet.
I needed.
You have to buy it by the book. They don't have the
Anyway.
machine.
No, you can go to the post office
Anyway,
and buy 1 stamp. But
the-
50 cents a stamp, Tony?
Yeah, that's because those
It's a
are forever stamps.
Yeah, I'm
Here's
forever
the-
getting ripped off.
Can I just add?
Yes, you can.
Regarding
Sorry.
Dan Duffy, he will also custom make you. So if you have a special occasion, anniversary, birthday,
He'll take a picture
whatever,
of you and your family. He
give
did
him a
one of me and
photograph.
Josh when I was at WIP.
And then just like give him some quotes, give him some history, your birthday, your anniversary date, your grandchildren's
Divorce date,
names,
whatever.
your whatever it is that's personal to you. Maybe if you have like a 10th anniversary,
Mm-hmm.
you have a wedding photograph and your vows. He'll actually make
Hey, that'll be cool.
a word art out of your vows, and it's just
What'd you
it's
do with
amazing.
the word art thing?
See, that's cool though. If you do like
Well,
the
you
family
mess it up.
portrait, you could have like the parents up there with and you have the kids with the birthdays and all the nicknames and the sayings and stuff like that. That's kind of cute. Man. I like that. I like
It's
that.
awesome.
Maybe
Everybody's going to want
get like your favorite cheesesteak spots.
Or like maybe if you and
Does he
your
do
loved
nudes?
one.
If I want him to do like a full nude,
I'm
of Tony
sure.
Bruno to
I'm
put
sure
up
he
on my
would.
wall. But I need more than 11 by 17 though to get. That's what I'm talking about. I'd want like a fresco.
But like, I mean,
I want like a fresco in my living room.
Like
Like
what
the
if you
Italians have in the,
if
you know,
you
in
and
Italy.
your loved one, maybe you have a favorite song,
Yeah, goddamn tapestry hanging from the wall. Right?
like the song that you danced at your wedding.
Nah, nobody cares about
And
that.
then you
crap
can
anymore,
use the song, the words from the song.
Can you put
and
Old
then-
Dirty Bastard Shimmy Shimmy Y'all for me and my wife, please?
Hell yeah.
That's when we first met.
Hell yeah.
No, that's pretty cool.
You know, just think of all the different things that you could do. It's fantastic. I love it.
I do too. I love Dan. He's tremendous.
He's incredible.
I used to be artistic like
you know,
that.
if he did do
not that good.
You know what else is kind of cool though? If he did landscapes, he could probably do one of
Down to
Oh yeah.
Florida.
I never thought I'd be able to get into it.
Wow, that was pretty good.
Thank you.
The Sunshine State.
You're getting good at this, pal.
I've been good at this, bro. Getting better though. Harvard, Mark. Harvard's made this a game, Tony.
Yes, they have. You
Now
know.
you don't have to go to Harvard to know that 60 to 52 is only down by 8.
Okay, so the way this Florida update works
The
is
way they're
everybody else
covered.
has to be kind of quiet so that
shut
I
up all
can
the
talk.
time, Robin.
Sorry.
Now, you know that Florida is known for boating. They have a lot of boats.
I mean, come on.
They have a lot of boats down there.
Of course they do. They got a lot of
right?
everything.
Right?
Boats and hose, man.
Well, a woman is claiming that Hamburger Mary's and a certain entertainer, she's suing them for $1.5 million because she says that a drag queen's motorboating caused her $1.5 million worth of damage.
What?
That is correct.
So wait, she went into a hamburger place called Hamburger
Hamburger
Mary's?
Mary's. Actually, I think there's a chain because I think that there was one in Phoenix. I remember there being a
I've
Hamburger
never heard of
Mary's there.
Hamburger Mary's.
And there's
Which part of Florida was this in?
Tampa,
All right.
Florida.
All those
That makes
places are in
sense.
Tampa. There's a lot of motorboating in Tampa.
Yeah, I bet there is.
Dean does most of it, actually.
Yeah, he does.
She says that she was injured by a drag queen's breasts.
Lick my asshole. How about
No,
that?
she didn't go that far.
According to a complaint, Neldon Molina said that she was with a bunch of guests and family members at the restaurant back in May of 2015.
Do we refer to a
celebrating-
hamburger joint as a restaurant?
Brian Harmon, our
But this
friend
is-
from Cantina,
this is a
says-
restaurant.
He says, I've done some motorboat damage in a strip club.
Well, who hasn't?
And she was there celebrating a friend's birthday. She was unaware of the drag queen show that was going on, and this is
There's
actually
a drag queen show going on at a hamburger
Hamburger
joint?
Mary's is known for drag queen shows.
I did not know that. I never heard of it.
The one in Phoenix does the same thing.
Oh, a pound of your meat, jeez.
And so the music
Does
began
RuPaul
to
show up
play.
and do a drag race?
The music began to play, and she's sitting at the table, and
Do they
the
untuck
drag
it later
queen-
on at the grand finale?
The entertainer was walking around the tables, and she realized that this entertainer was going towards her. She tried to hide, but that just causes more attention.
Of course,
to
right. If
herself.
you're
It's
trying to play shop.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah,
so
yeah,
she
that
went
doesn't
into
work.
this place knowing that they do drag queen shows?
She says she was unaware.
Oh,
She said she was
to
unaware.
me, I did not know about this.
I thought I was just going in for a double with cheese.
Right. So
Now-
instead of if it was called
Royale with cheese.
But
Royale with cheese.
unfortunately, it was a double D that was coming towards her. So the performer's name, Amanda DeHood.
Good.
Or is
D
it Dodd?
apostrophe?
D apostrophe H-O-D. How would you pronounce
Not a
that?
D.
Dodd?
Dodd.
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 Amanda
Dodd.
Because she was drawing attention to herself by trying not to draw attention to herself.
That's the worst way to
I
draw
know.
attention.
It's just really bad idea. Just a public service announcement. If you don't want to draw attention to yourself, don't say, oh, no, and try to cover your face
Right.
and turn away, because that immediately makes any entertainer want to go for a beeline towards you. But that's besides
Or
the
a double D or double E line towards you.
The complaint alleges that the Amanda, the entertainer, touched her shoulder and then walked in front of her and grabbed her head, so in both hands, and then wiggled her breasts against her face, otherwise known as motorboating, right? I mean, 8 times.
You don't have to be Popeye the Sailor Man to know that that's motorboating.
But count them, 8 times. It
8
was,
times?
Yeah, she
Now remember, this
remembered
is
how much
someone
they
with
were.
artificial breasts, because a transvestite does not have natural female breasts, so they would tend to be like even regular female breasts that have been enhanced are going to be harder than normal. So the motorboating, I would assume, would hurt.
Or there was just a bra stuffed with Kleenex.
Okay, yeah, but I'm saying if there were enhancements or artificial, or
they could be. If it's really good fake ones, then they could feel exactly the same, or they could be a little bit harder, or they could be light as air because they're full of Kleenex or socks or whatever.
Okay, I'm just thinking about how you get hurt by being motorboated. That's the question, because she claims she was injured, right?
Yes, she said that her head was pushed against the plane against the breasts 8 times, specifically.
She counted?
8. She counted.
Well, it was actually only 4 times. It's just times 2.
Yeah, is that 4 times 2 or 8 times 2, which would be 16?
Melina says that shortly thereafter, she
It's a hell of a way to get a
experienced
concussion, I'll tell you that much.
a headache and neck pain and told the manager what had happened. She then went to the emergency room at Memorial Hospital for cervical pain and uncontrollable headaches.
Did she file for Social Security disability?
Now,
Sounds like my ex-girlfriend.
Can
Jesus
I,
Christ.
can I back up for a second?
Yes, you can, Robin. You can back up as long as you back that
ass up. You know what I'm saying? The juvenile one said.
Here's where this particular story goes off.
Wait, this is where it goes off the rails? It wasn't off the rails before we got the titty banging and freaking
She went-
titty bang bang, titty bang bang bang.
We love
She
you.
went to the emergency room complaining of a headache. Okay, like maybe the music was loud and, the bang, bang, bang 8 times. But how do you get from your head up there motorboating down to cervical pain?
Wow.
Well, I mean,
you get that way because you go to a lawyer and he says, here's what we're going to do.
Here's what we're going to did. Here's what we're going to did.
The back is hard to prove. I mean, they'll do some x-rays, but you could say, it may not be actual real disc damage. You got to put psychological in there as well.
Yes. Well, no, that's what it. So Melina,
be pushing the sciatic.
She is seeking $1.5 million for medical costs and expenses for the past, present, and future, as well as for the pain she suffered both physically and mentally. The complaint also states that the restaurant failed to advise anyone of the possible danger of the horrible, horrible motorboating.
I hate to do it to her.
You can do it to her, Tony.
And I'm always in favor of people who get mistreated or mishandled.
You have this ready to go?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy, man.
Welcome to Florida.
Well,
Tampa.
I just went on, this is close to Florida, in South Carolina. I just went on Twitter to check the hashtag to get a little update for the RedBall. And I went to go hit on the search for the hashtag, and it pulled up the latest thing that came up. It said a woman shares her story after she removed her own eyes. Kaylee Muttert, a 20-year-old from South Carolina, opens up about what her life has been like after she gouged out both of her eyes while high on methamphetamines last month. She said, "Life's more beautiful now. It's more beautiful than it was being on drugs." Are we sure that she's still not on drugs, Tony? That is what exactly she
What do I look like, Dr. Phil now?
I'm
all of a
saying
sudden?
that's what she did. 20-year-old chick just gouged her own eyes out because drugs, bruh. Drugs, bruh.
Drugs, bruh, right.
Now,
I gotta rip Netflix though first before we get out of here.
Still?
We got it. Yeah. I mean, Netflix. I don't care whether we have Netflix. Robin watches, every series. Robin watches every series that goes at least 7 seasons, and then binge watches our show.
Marriage.
But now that's not enough. People binge watch. I know it's a modern day thing. It's like texting and driving. People binge watch. You can do whatever you want. If you have the time, I don't care what you do.
Right, do whatever you want.
But now Netflix is trying to get your kids, who already are brainwashed for the most part with electronic devices, right?
How are they doing this, Tony?
Because they are now going to, or at least they're talking about, giving kids who like to collect things, badges and, whatever, Pokemons and all that other stuff, right? It wasn't that stupid Pokemon Go thing. You collect Pokemon stuff, right?
Yeah, you get you got to catch them all, Tony. You got to catch them all.
Catch them all.
I mean, my buddy's daughter, God bless her heart, man.
Are they still playing that Pokemon Go?
No, I don't think anyone's still going outside. You have like 200,000 people rushing to one park because there's a rare Pokemon that popped up on everyone's search. But this was apparently they were saying this is a good way for people to get exercise.
I understand. I remember the Pokemon one. That was like 2 years ago.
It's bullshit.
But so now Netflix says it wants kids who like to collect things to be able to get badges, and then they can watch their favorite shows on Netflix, the kids, and then they can go and talk to their friends and exchange ideas about their favorite shows. But a child advocacy group says that this is not good because it's unhealthy to have kids who already spend a lot of time on their phones with their friends, texting, tweeting, whatever they do, Instagram. Now you're going to get those kids to binge watch shows in order for them to collect little badges of honor for binge watching kid shows on Netflix. Is that good or bad? Now again,
I gotta get out of here. I think I'm gonna lose it.
Again,
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now?
Adults can do whatever they want. Now your kids who are hard enough to get to do homework and stay in school nowadays because they want to go out and protest every day, and they're allowed to do whatever they want, which is fine if the teachers don't. If they get passed, if they miss like 10 days of school, back in my day, if you missed 10 days of school, you went to summer school.
Yeah, you went to summer school. But here's the one thing that I saw that was kind of odd about the protest. A lot of the kids were asking permission to leave. When you protest, you get up and you leave.
Yes.
It's a formal protest. Like you don't ask permission to say, can I leave class to go join my fellow classmates to go outside and protest? You get up and you walk.
Exactly.
You don't ask permission.
But again, I don't care. The kids can do whatever they want. We're talking about little kids here. We're not talking about
little kids,
teenagers.
Cute little kids, little mans, little womans.
Yeah, who watch TV. People. And now you want them to binge watch too?
That's how you hook them, Tony.
And then the parents are going to say, well, I don't care if you get another damn badge to watch Fuller House. Go do your damn homework.
Well, that's what you get. You got to entice them with something to win, something to
exactly.
get. And
that's what this is.
Smart. It's good advertising.
This is addiction.
It's marketing, brother.
But you're addicting kids to watch more TV than they already are. And I'm glad they're child advocacy groups because we want groups to understand that just because things are out there doesn't mean they're all good for you. I'm not saying TV's bad for you. But binge watching is now an epidemic in this country.
Yeah, because at some point you get to at some point you do get to the part where you're no longer ever even watching television. Television's just watching you because you're just stuck just watching the TV screen.
Now there's a new show that was started last year on Animal Planet called The Bronx Zoo. The Zoo, not about the Yankees in the day. Remember they called the Yankees the Bronx Zoo?
I know Brooklyn Zoo, but Old Dirty Bastard. But that's
no.
Okay.
There's the Bronx Zoo, and it's a great show where it's behind the scenes of what all these amazing people who work at the Bronx Zoo do, not just to make sure the cages are cleaned. They're like their family. And it's fascinating watching it. But it's on its second season. So Robin and I watched the first episode, and I said, that's enough. But there's like 10 episodes this first season, and then their second season's already almost over. And I said, I'm not watching more than one episode at a time.
Which is fine.
Yeah, because you don't have to watch it you don't have to watch the next episode if you miss something.
That's how it goes with most shows.
No, it's not. No,
I'm like, you don't have to watch them right after each other. You can take a break. You could even do it.
Most people don't. I did this. I did it with Breaking Bad.
Look,
you sit up and you say, let's watch another episode.
Tony, but it didn't just start with Netflix. When On Demand happened, just from Comcast On Demand, I mean, I sat back and watched The Sopranos for like 3 days straight. I never left the house, man.
Somebody should have stormed your house.
They did. It was my landlord because I forgot to pay rent. That's why.
I couldn't watch 10 seconds of The Sopranos.
Well, you're missing out on some quality television. It was good television.
No, it's not.
Yes, it was good television.
I hate those shows.
Well, they're not too fond of you either.
Shouldn't be.
We got to pick another winner, Tony. We got to get our second winner before we get out of here, bro. We got to get into the Magic Fishbowl. I'm going to do one last check.
You guys need to talk a little bit more because we have a couple more coming in right now.
Couple more hashtags? Yep. Oh, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm checking.
So don't forget, hashtag and share RedBall 2018 to be eligible for
and get your
the
tickets.
fantastic.
If you don't win, make sure you hang out.
Make sure you get your tickets.
It's a great Saturday night.
It is. I mean, think about it.
Inside Lincoln Financial.
And there's going to be
trophies in the house, bro.
Yes.
There are going to be players there.
Yep.
I don't know all the list, but there's going to be players, not only Eagles players, but NBA players.
There's going to be a Flyers tribute probably letting out the night before, so probably Renberg will be in the house.
There will be a lot of people that you can hobnob with. Introduce yourself.
I heard AI's going to be there with Dr. J. No,
I mean,
they were there last night.
Is anybody going to be ringing the bell over there at?
I'll be ringing some bells.
Yeah, I bet you will be.
I'll be flipping some switches.
It's a good time, man. And again, you'll be hanging out with us. You'll meet some of our closer friends. You know, Jervis will be there, I'm sure.
Jervis will be
Roberto
there.
will be there. I know Gina Gannon's going to be there from
Correct.
the Wen girl. She'll be hanging out.
All the beautiful people will be in the house.
Absolutely, man. Plus, you'll be dressed to the nines, man, on the house for free.
And for ladies, you don't have to have like a fancy gown on. I'm actually making my gown out of 2 different dresses. I have.
I got Robin trained well. I don't only have her trained well, like most men now train their girlfriends' wives to go out and vote for a particular candidate because they're told to go vote for a candidate, and Robin's son told her to vote for a particular candidate.
your mind, bro.
And then her boss told her to go out for a vote for the same candidate.
And I went.
That's how it works.
And I went, F
When
you,
you're a white woman.
I am doing whatever the hell I want to do.
You're
and
not
who
allowed.
I'm going to
There's
vote
no way you
for
can do that, Robin.
who I want
There's
to
no
vote
way you're strong enough to do that.
You have this ready, Robin?
Parent, yeah.
You have this ready?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's how I'm stretching. I'm scolding Rob. Actually, I'm scolding Hillary Clinton for saying that white women vote for Republicans. Married white women vote for Republicans because their husbands tell them to, their sons tell them to, their bosses tell them to, and some bum on the street tells them to.
Can I just tell you how annoyed I am at that?
That's
like, I'm
how
so
weak
insulted.
white married women are.
Let me ask a question, Tony. I don't know if you know the answer to this or not, but how do you
course I do.
well, you are the cult leader, that's why I'm asking you. How do you nominate yourself for president? Can you just nominate yourself for president?
No, you can say I want to get the nomination, and you can become a candidate. Like last time, there were 17 Republicans running.
What I'm asking is that how do you just become a candidate?
You have to go through a process. You have to get petitions to get to be able to. You just can't be Joe Blow off the street.
That's what I'm asking.
No,
I was
you
just curious
can't
how many votes I can
You
get.
can't get Joe Blow. You can.
Well, no, you can be a write-in.
Why can't I write myself in as,
Yeah,
a, as
you
a
can.
presidential
You
candidate?
can write anybody in. You can write yourself in.
Yeah,
just
but
like,
that's a
just like the
wasted
RedBall, you can write it off. You can write myself in. I want to write
You can
myself
write
in.
yourself in on any ballot. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do that.
Then do it.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to run for office.
We had a nice young man coming around, wants to run for a city committeeman, and he needs names on the petition so he can qualify, even though because he's a regular guy. He's a guy in the neighborhood.
You know what's funny is a lot of those guys, they do become like they become aldermen, and they become like local. Sorry, this is playing over here. They become like local politicians. And they actually do a lot of good for the communities they live in.
That's how it starts. You start as a grassroots. I want to be not a city council member. You want to be a committee person.
But I want to rise right to the top.
You do too?
I want to go right to the Oval Office, and I want to make the whole thing feng shui. I want to change everything around. Whoops. Jesus, Robin.
You got to sleep with strippers, and you got to hire a lot of really fancy lawyers and Wall Street people.
I'm ahead of the game, bro.
All right.
I'm ahead of the game, Tony.
I can never be a politician because I don't imagine myself being one who can take money from corrupt organizations just to vote for them.
Oh, that's the one thing. I will be dirty as they come. You pay me, you'll get it passed.
Then just run for any office in Philadelphia.
Exactly right, man. Exactly right.
Challenge Jim Kenney to the next election. All you got to do is promise people that
ain't nobody that dirty, bro.
No more tax increases.
Yeah,
and then
right.
see if they'll believe that lie.
Yeah, right here. Here's Jim Kenney. There will be no more new tax.
Read my lips.
I'm sorry. Let me try this again.
No new soda taxes.
There will be no more news tax. I can't keep it straight.
Before we announce the final winner for tonight,
yes,
okay.
We do have our sponsors that we want to talk about.
We do.
Switchboard.
Live.
We'll do it live.
Switchboard, we have no problem.
Okay.
We
We'll do
have
it live,
absolutely no issues with our YouTube, our
Nope.
Periscope, our Twitch, our
Look at that stream.
Facebook.
Look at it.
It's fantastic.
You don't get a better stream from a 17-year-old kid at 2 o'clock in the morning after he's had a couple of beers.
The only problem we're
sneaking
having
them out
is
of
with
the
our
refrigerator.
freaking
That's
phone
what I'm talking
lines.
about.
Because our phone lines are through a call screener that I just need to figure out a different call screener.
I know.
It's
We need
just-
Not Jack in the back.
No, Jack.
No. It's
Jack's
the program.
Well, Jack will know when he's no longer this call screener. You know how we'll know that, Luigi?
He won't show up anymore.
No, he'll get the final word that we no longer need his services.
Oh, you mean the final
Yes,
words?
this is how Jack will find out.
You're fired.
Exactly right, man. But the
He
show
will never
brought to you
hear
by
it.
Switchboard Live. You know what Switchboard Live is. If you don't, it's the ultimate live video distribution platform, yo. You get more online views through the multi-publish feature. It enables you to be live on multiple sites, yo. Multiple sites at the same time.
Not two chicks at the same time.
No. YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, Twitch, wherever you want to be. Switchboard Live. You send them the one signal like we do of all of our cameras in this Tony Bruno Show podcast. We send them one stream. They don't cross the streams. They marry the streams. And boom!
There you have it.
Switchboard is how you do it live. To learn more, visit Switchboard Live and follow Switchboard Live on Facebook and on Twitter. I'm telling you, you don't have to be a radio show or a podcast. You do conference calls, and you want to have face-to-face communications, and you want to bring in people. You want to send one stream to multiple locations. Switchboard Live is the place. There's nobody better. And every week we always have little glitches here. We never have a problem with switchboard.
The audio is never. There's never an issue with the audio.
The audio and the video.
No, the streams are perfect all the time. It doesn't matter whether you cross the streams, jump over the streams,
or you go to islands in the streams. That's where you are.
That's a nice place right there, man.
You remember Island in the Streams? Who did that song?
Islands in the Kenny Rogers and Big Boobs.
Dolly Parton. That's a good
Kenny
job.
Rogers and Big Boobs. I'm gonna play a little Islands in the Streams. I never heard it.
You never heard Islands in the
I heard it,
Streams?
but it's been a while, man.
It is a final now in the NRT. Marquette, the number 2 seed, has knocked down those dreaded socialists from Harvard, 67-60. The Harvard Crimson, gone.
They didn't cover, though.
What was the number? You actually knew the point spread in this game?
No, it was double digits, though.
Was it really?
Islands in the Stream. Let's see.
It's Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton.
I got to hear the damn
It's a great song. Jack in the Back knows that song. It's a great song. And this wasn't just a country song. This was a crossover hit. Is this live?
Oh, I know this.
Oh,
I know this.
This is the live version.
Now, see that tuxedo that he's wearing right now? You can
How do I see it?
There was something going on.
Sing it, Kenny.
I hear you.
Something to me that I can't explain. Hold me closer and I feel no pain. Every beat of my heart. We got something going on.
I hear you, baby.
Tender love is blind. It requires a dedication. All this love we feel needs no conversation.
By the way, you know who's a great follow on Twitter? Not Kenny Rogers. There's a Kenny Rogers parody account. Not Kenny Rogers. Hilarious.
Not Kenny Rogers?
Not Kenny Rogers.
That is what we are. No one in between.
All right, that's enough.
You want to crown them? Then crown their ass.
That's a
They
great
are who we thought
karaoke
they
song,
were.
Tony.
And we
If
let
we
them
ever
Yeah,
do
we
karaoke,
should do that. That's
should
a
do
good
that one.
duet. You're right. Nobody does that
I
in duets
know.
at karaoke anymore.
We should totally do that.
I do Stroking from Clarence Carter, man. That's a
No,
hit.
that's what I'm talking about, men and women.
I'm telling you, dude. That's my song, brother.
Well, most guys who go to karaoke alone do stroking.
Well, they stroke alone.
Yeah.
I mean, man.
They go home and they stroke alone.
To the left, they stroke it to the right.
They stroke it to the east. They
All
stroke
right.
it to the west. They
I
stroke it to the
think
women that they love the best.
everybody in here.
Everybody in the hopper?
Everybody's in the hopper tonight.
Let's
so
go to drum roll.
the hand is going
Wait,
in.
who's picking?
I'm picking.
And I'm grinning.
And the winner is Robin.
Hold on.
Jesus.
You better not break my snifter.
I know, the thing is.
Snifter? The suspense is killing
I
everyone.
know. It is Kathy S. Ace 150. I can't. 19540. Kathy S. Ace.
Who the fuck is that
No,
guy?
it's not a guy. I would think it sounds like a woman's name.
It does sound like. Is that a woman? Is that a lady we got?
That is a lady.
Oh, look at that. But here's the best part now. Her date, if it tends to be a man, or herself, she could choose to wear a tuxedo. She
Correct.
gets a free tux. But if she would like to bring a male suitor with her and give him the option of the free tux, she can go next. No, she can go next door to the dress shop and get a very
There are
and
beautiful
get a
dresses.
beautiful
I
dress
did-
from Domenico's dress shop next door, and I'm sure
But not free.
not free, but I'm sure he'd be more than willing to work out something.
Robin
on that
got a
level.
great
I did.
dress
I
across the
did. I
street.
got a beautiful blue dress because we all went
She's the
in
devil
blue
with the
one
blue
night.
Yes, we did.
When we were at the Super
We look at the
Bowl.
Smurfs. Yep.
Exactly right.
And we did look fantastic. That was to the
That was the Lee Steinberg
party, and then we went on to the Taste of the NFL that night.
I
Yes.
couldn't, dude. I couldn't get through. I went
I don't know how
home.
anybody
I
does.
looked at the book, right? So I looked at the book, and you still have to get my book to Andrew Zimmern, so he can sign it for
Yes.
me.
we didn't get our sign either.
I'm just saying we have to go mail it to him. But what I'm saying, I went through. There's 32 Tasty NFL plus a few extras.
There were more. There were like 38 of them.
I got to about 14 of them, and I
told you.
couldn't do any more.
I
man.
told you
it
you wouldn't be
was
able to
just
do it.
too much, bro. It was too much.
It's never too much. Never too much.
I hear you.
Never too much. And that's it.
That's it,
Just
Tony.
like that.
213, brother. We gave away 2 fantastic VIP experiences at RedBall 2018 next Saturday night, brother. And we're going to give away 2 more.
We're going to do it again next Wednesday night. It's going to be awesome, man.
It is going to be killer, bro. No, it's a good time.
It is a good
And it's
time.
good for it's for the best cause, man.
I hear Jack in the back, and Ruth's is making an actual appearance this year.
Oh, how about that, brother?
We try not to bring them out much.
Keep him in the back.
We keep Jack in the back.
That's right. That's how you do it, brother.
But he'll be in the front. Front row.
Actually, Jack and Ruth's will be there.
I just
you said that, Robin.
Oh, sorry. See, I'm
Am I on
actually
a 7-second delay to
I
you,
am.
too?
I am so intent. Apparently, I cannot type and listen at the same time.
Obviously. Then how do you watch TV shows that require deep thought and then be on your computer at the same time?
I get to
if I say something and then
I get to play it.
There's a woman talking in my ear about something that has nothing to do with what we're doing.
Yes, thank you. Tony just broke down the whole thing, and she chimes in and goes, actually, they'll be there.
Be there.
That was pretty bad.
Let me do it one last time. Sick and tired of being the only person who pays attention.
I was switching cameras. I was writing congratulations. I was changing an update. Like all of these things all together, plus listening to you was apparently too much for my brain.
Now, Danny Dowd says, damn, already made the flight reservation. It was fixed. Danny, you still have a chance to win next week. And Danny's a good friend from Florida, and he's due to come up here.
Okay, Danny, I'm telling you, you know people. If you can get up here,
we'll get you in there,
we will
brother.
get you in.
Seriously, if he can get up here,
I think it's worth it.
You ready for this, man?
We can play some bags too with Dan.
We can throw some bags. The weather's starting to turn a little bit here, Tony.
We can throw bags inside Lincoln Financial Field.
On the field.
You know what Danny should do? He should make special Red Cross boards.
He said, "I'm in, baby."
And we can present them to the Red Cross people.
No, you make the board. Yeah, the Red Cross board, but you make the bags with the Red Cross emblem on there.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet ass, brother. You know what you do with that? You auction them off.
Yeah, that would.
You auction them off. Boom.
Tax write-off, Danny. Boom.
Right there.
Right there.
Right there. See how fast we figure out
Now,
problems?
Danny Dow says there he goes. He says
I'm
he
in,
said
baby.
he's in. Now, if he can't crash somewhere, I'll even give him a spot in my place to stay.
Oh, do you
How about
have
that?
a spot?
I got a floor.
You got a
I
floor.
got a floor, working water. It's good.
We got an extra bedroom.
We
here.
got a fantastic fold-out sofa down here in the wine cellar.
I'm just saying if he wants some privacy. I'm never home.
Danny
I
said,
work
"Send me the
all the
logo." Deal, Danny. We're gonna do this.
Send
We're
the
gonna,
logo. It's the Red Cross.
No. Yeah, true.
It's the freaking Red
But
Cross.
we
man.
will, and then we can present it to the Red Cross.
I think that'd be pretty sweet,
I
man.
think that would be sweet.
Beautiful.
You know, and you know what they could do too? Though they could throw some inaugural bags. Maybe we get some of the hosts from there to throw the bags up there.
Yeah. Oh, Barrett Brooks and Amy Fadul.
Yeah, a little cash throwing going on the outside. Little green room action. Tony, you know about the green room.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We can make a little money on the side here. Bring up a few ringers.
It's all about how we can.
But it's all going to charity. We'll give it to charity.
Yes, the Tony Bruno.
Portions of all money won from the bag tournament will go to the American Red Cross right there. Farm the table, buddy.
There you go. What more can you want?
I haven't done a good sigh in a long time.
Well, it just took a couple shows back to back. It's all it took, homie, to get the juices flowing again.
I got to check my NIT bracket now.
You do have to check your NIT bracket, Tony.
And the women's NIT. I got to check that.
So
too.
Danny goes,
TITs.
"Send me the logo and a light-up toilet."
I got you, brother.
Our light-up toilet broke.
Yeah.
I know, it's a bummer.
It's an outrage. It's better. I don't want to see what's around that toilet anyway.
I know. But we do have the disco toilet, so
Yes, we
what
do.
more do you want?
In the meantime, we want to thank everybody for checking into the podcast tonight. Don't forget next Wednesday night. And don't forget, we want to thank Jack in the back and Ruth's. Happy birthday to both. We want to thank Luigi once again for doing it. For getting it done. Back-to-back podcasts.
I got nothing to do.
Talking fantasy and then this show.
And you know what I'm doing
Miss
right
Robin
after the
Austin?
show is over? After I load the show?
What are you doing?
I have to
Gonna binge watch another bad British show on Netflix?
No, I am recording my second of the season.
are right about that, boss.
I have another Rita's Water Ice.
You're going to do another Rita's Water
Yes.
Ice?
She's the water ice.
I
know
the,
she is.
I'm the
but
voice.
don't do it at like 2 in the morning. when you
No,
have
so
a
as soon as
baby
we're
living
done
next
here, while we
door.
still have all the music, the
a
equipment
baby
set up,
sleeping upstairs.
I'm going to record my second of the season. I already did one. They're
Rita's
playing
baby,
right
part
now,
2.
and so I'll record the second. And I am doing a voiceover for a short film.
Really?
Yes.
A short film?
Yes. Not that kind of film.
Okay.
But I am. But I will be screaming.
Not at 1 o'clock in the morning. You're not.
No, I need to do that now before people go to bed.
What movie are you in?
It's like it's just a little short movie.
Little indie?
And I'm
Is
yeah.
it
It's a little
Kobe
indie.
Bryant's follow-up to his Academy Award-winning short film?
You don't actually see me on air, but you hear my voice, and it's
You're shrieking?
I'm playing a journalist, so you hear the news
Well,
program.
you're like most of the people on air right now.
Right. You're basically all of Twitter is what you are right now.
Exactly, yes.
And
at Football Robin over here.
I'm
That's
a
awesome.
journalist that goes into so you don't see the TV, but you can hear it, and you hear the journalist, me, saying as I go into a murder scene, and I'm seeing everything, and then you hear my voiceover.
Do you wear a flak jacket like
That's
Anderson
killer,
Cooper?
I know. So I have to, but the direction to me, I got direction back from the director saying that he wanted me to scream a little bit more.
That's awesome.
So
Everybody wants to hear women scream.
It's all about the sound effects, Tony.
Damn right it is.
So that's it. That's all I had to say. I'm done.
it?
Yep.
In the meantime.
Let's try ending the show for the third time.
Thank you.
In the meantime,
Think by now we know how to do this.
This
right,
is
Tony?
all I want to hear a woman scream at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Ay, papi, qué rico. Dame más, dame más, dame más.
What up? Until next week at this same time.
We'll
when
see
the
you next
control
week, everybody.
voice will take you to the
Tony Bruno Show.